Like you say, it's our Detroit. If it's our Detroit, then let's be the doorstep of Detroit. He has a huge hole on the left side into the end zone.
Played by the Warriors. And Wayne State football. Picked, coming back the other way, has a convoy in front of him, and he's going to take it to the house. He's going to be sacked. To the one to the end zone, touchdown, Warriors.
We're going to play like we love Detroit. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
I live in Detroit because it is a beautiful city.
Everything about it, it's like it becomes your home.
It gives me pride knowing that I can walk on Wayne State's campus and not just be a student. I can represent the school in multiple ways.
Everybody, when they see you or when they know you, like, oh, that guy's a warrior.
It's just really nice knowing that a lot of people recognize the W.
Wearing that W, it means everything.
You wearing that badge and you know, like, that's what you're putting out to everybody else, so I'm proud of the W.
At Wayne State University, how we guide our students to success on a traditional campus in a very exciting city is Warrior Strong.
Another thing that's going to affect this game, guys, the field. Now, look, we got a lot of rain today, so the field drained pretty well. That's the good thing for Adams Field. Here's the bad thing. When you get closer to the sidelines, it is going to be a little slick, so the footing could be a bit of a problem for guys as they get closer to the sidelines. One other thing, watching both kickers, especially Griffin Milovansky, handling the wind pretty well, that could also be a factor. We saw that last week against Michigan Tech, where Griffin's 3 field goals were huge for Wayne State. Again, both kickers look like they handled the wind pretty well. But otherwise than that, guys, enjoy your nice bundled, warm booth upstairs as I continue to freeze down here on the sidelines.
He's got a nice,
good luck to you,
Columbia puffy jacket. That's a good look and the pink hood too. It matches it well. Tony always looking sharp.
Thank you.
Warriors are going to receive this opening kickoff. They are going to be moving towards the north, towards the Fisher Building. Of course, our starting lineup's brought to you by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. So Brady Beaton, we will be talking about the Warriors taking to the offense to start this one out. So why don't you take a look at that starting lineup brought to you by, once again, the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers.
It's going to be a little different on the offensive line because, as we mentioned, 3 guys out. It will be from left to right. Tommy Basiru at left tackle, Sam Weibel at left guard, Aiden Tweedy at center, Charles Wesley at right guard, and Adam Sarjo at right tackle. Some of the guys that will be touching the ball for Wayne State: Darian King, Dion Brown Jr., Tavion Warren. You'll have John Raba at tight end, and Kendall Williams. He's coming off a nice performance. He'll be out of the backfield first for Wayne State. And we'll talk about the QB when he gets out there, but I have a feeling going to be Eli McLean. He had a heck of a game last week, starting to get a little healthy and finding a rhythm a bit. Number 13, you can see him on the sidelines. He's done a nice job filling in and finding his rhythm.
Gray sky here, game time temperature 53 degrees, but as Tony Ortiz said, the wind whipping down there. It is cold. Make no mistake about that. We are underway. Kickoff goes deep into the end zone, well over the head of everybody, and the Warriors are going to start out after the touchback.
And don't think the direction each team is going won't play a factor. Wayne State, you mentioned, going right to left to the north. Wind coming out of the north-northeast, you'll be throwing into the wind, so that ball might hang up a little longer. Expect teams that are going to our left, Sean, maybe run the ball a little more.
Eli McLean indeed leads the Warriors out there. Once again, the young man from Clarkston, transfer from Michigan State. Kendall Williams, the lone setback, starts to the right, now moves to the left. Low snap, the handoff is to Kendall. Kendall runs into the line, a little room up there. The little room disappeared quick, fast, in a hurry. As a matter of fact, that's going to go into the books as a no-gainer as we are underway under Brady. It is an October sky. That's the best way to call it right now. It is a gray October sky.
You know when all those old school football coaches say, oh, you got to get ready for football weather. This is football weather,
Yeah, this is
Sean.
football weather, no doubt. Dion Brown Jr. split wide side, 4 receiver set, 2 split to the right. Tight end in motion actually now as the Warriors face 2nd and 10, just underway. The give is to Kendall. Kendall, a little space over the left side of the line, falls forward for a gain of 1, setting up a 3rd and long.
And again, Wayne State trying to establish the run. You have 3 offensive linemen out. That makes life a little tougher. But again, don't want to throw into this wind if you don't have to. That ball is going to hang up if you're trying to throw it in the air and get a little loft under it.
2 receiver split far side, 1 near side on this 3rd and 9. McLean steps out now, looks to the sideline, awaits the signal coming in. Kendall Williams moves from his right to his left. Man coverage. Let's see if Eli can take advantage of this. Davenport brings 4. Eli's got time, looks over the middle, off the hands of the intended receiver, incomplete. Davenport gets a stop to start this one.
It was not a bad route by Darian King II. He got a little bit of separation. McLean needs to put that ball a half step in front. It was a half step behind, so King had to reach back, got a hand on it, but if you put that in front, he catches it near the first down marker, and you have a chance to extend the drive. That was just a hair behind. That was the difference.
Yeah, good job there. Darren King II, of course, young man from Inkster, product of Country Day. The Yellow Jackets. Warriors forced to punt. Good snap from Nico Davis. High snap, or high punt, that kind of got held up in the wing. Takes a little bit of a Warrior bounce and downed at about the 34-yard line. That is where we will see this Panther offense. Jason Whitaker, we've seen him, a young man from Rockford, a transfer from Northwestern.
Let's take a look at the Wayne State Warrior defense, again presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. On that defensive line, left to right, Colby Horn, Gus Taylor, Kane Quinlan, Dante Reed. At linebacker, you will have Matt Bushman, Carl Ware, and Drake Reed. And the back four, the secondary for Wayne State, Dalen Peak, Chavez Hawkins, Braden Vredeveld, and Elijah Folks.
Trip receivers, but the handoff goes to Myron Harris. Look out, he's got a lot of space over the 50. Finally brought down from behind at the 41-yard line. My goodness gracious, we've seen that before. Young man Myron Harris from Chip Valley, of course, former Warrior, takes it all the way down to the Warrior 42-yard line.
A big old hole on the misdirection. It was easy for Myron to get out, find some room. That's a big explosive play for Davenport to kick off their game offensively.
Trip receivers near side, one far side. Whitaker sends a man in motion. Now two each way. Whitaker shotgun formation, back to pass. Throws far side of the field, just a little route right out of bounds. But that's that chunk yardage that everybody likes to see, Brady Beaton, on a first down. Give them 5, setting up 2nd and 5.
You'll hear head coach Tyrone Wheatley. He always says, hey, you won't go broke if you make a profit. Little 5-yard out route. They knew what coverage it was. They said, all right, you'll give us 5 yards on 1st and 10. We'll take it, set up 2nd and medium.
Demetrius Garrett on the reception there. Now 3 receivers set. We've got 2 split on the inside, 1 on the far side on this 2nd and 5. Whitaker in the shotgun. The give is to Harris. No room this time for Harris. Great job coming over by Carl Ware, the young man, a transfer from Madonna.
And Carl Ware did a nice job. When he came off the edge, he cut down the fat. There wasn't a lot of space between him and the defensive end pushing in. So he was able to get down the line of scrimmage, didn't give Myron Harrison a lot of time to read the defense, made the tackle, set up a 3rd down for the defense. Nice play by Carl Ware.
Well, let's see, Brady, if this is 4-down territory. It's 3rd and 4 from the Warrior 36-yard line. 4 receivers set. Whitaker in the shotgun. Harris on his right hip. Back to pass is Harris. Whitaker, looking over the middle. Late flag comes down. Let's see what this is about. The pass was well behind the intended receiver. That call is going against Davenport. You saw it right away, Brady.
Yes, I did. They got number 79, Oscar Figueroa, the 6'5" tackle. He's a big boy. And, you know, Sean, it has to be pretty blatant for you to get that call when league play starts. So I'm curious to see. They are going to push it back, and Sean, I actually don't mind it. Usually when it's 4th down, you never give them an extra shot, but I don't mind pushing them back because, like you said, likely 4-down territory. And the other thing, if they were on the edge of field goal range, it pushes them back. But forget what I just said because they actually declined the penalty.
They declined it. This is going to be a 4th down, and this is indeed 4-down territory.
Give me a break. They did start to walk it off.
Yeah, you got the break, no doubt. Trip receivers near side, 1 far side. Whitaker in the shotgun. Warriors show blitz. Now Whitaker steps out, looks to the far sideline.
Look for a flood concept, bottom of the screen. Looks like man covers. Now the Warriors shift a little more over.
4th and 4 at the Warrior 36. Whitaker back to pass, throws, dropped. They had the 1st down, but Peyton Brown, a transfer from Lake Erie. Brady, I hate to be mean to the young man. He flat out dropped it.
Yes, he did. And it was right there. He tried to run before he had it. He wasn't maybe sure where the stick was, but you saw you could try to turn to work up the field, hit him in the chest, dropped it. It was a nicely designed play. He was the middle receiver. The inside receiver went up and ran a curl, which kind of boxed out the linebacker. Other receiver ran into the flat, created the opening, executed well, just couldn't catch the ball.
11:09 to go here. First quarter, still no score. Warriors take over on their own 36. Eli McLean back to pass on 1st down. Steps up to the pocket. Hit as he throws. The ball, thankfully, falls harmlessly incomplete, but didn't have a chance on that route as McLean was hit as he was delivering.
Eli needs to recognize at the line of scrimmage that he's going to have a free runner, whether it's a miscommunication with protection or he needs to know this ball's getting away fairly quickly. There was a free runner coming at him, and he was waiting for a route to develop. He didn't have that time afforded to him. He's just be a little better with the timing.
2nd and 10 for the Warriors on their own 36. No score, 11:04 to go here in the first quarter. 2 receivers near side. Sends 1 man in motion now. The give is to Kendall Williams. Kendall finds some space, breaks a tackle, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, driven out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Boy, this kid, he makes plays, Brady Beaton.
Word of that run, patience. He didn't try to hit the hole at 100 miles an hour right away. And this offense, I've said all year, it's a delicate offense. But when it looks like it did on that play, it wasn't a big scene, but that young man, Kendall Williams, found it, and he made Davenport pay. Warriors in business.
Yeah, they are going to mark that at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the Davenport 27-yard line. Kievion Ross, John Raba in motion from the left to the right. Fake the handoff to Kendall on 1st down. McLean flushed out of the pocket. He's just going to tuck it up and run. Not a lot of space out there. He's gang tackled about the line of scrimmage, setting up a 2nd and 10 from the Davenport 27.
And he either needs to throw that away or try to get a yard or two instead. He wasn't sure, very indecisive. Cost Wayne State actually a yard. They'll give a sack there. He did a nice job stepping up in the pocket, feeling that his internal clock was running out. But once you roll out, you see a couple of white jerseys step up. Hey, you're right near the sideline. Just flick the wrist, send it out of bounds.
Clock running, 9:40 to go here in the first quarter. No score, but the Warriors threaten with a 2nd and 11 at the Davenport 28. McLean sends a man in motion. They fake the jet, keeper by McLean. He's got some space out past the 25, hit at the 23, but falls forward to about the 21-yard line, setting up a manageable 3rd and 4.
And again, that play, there wasn't a huge gaping hole. It wasn't a play where you could drive a Mack truck through it. But patience from McLean. He let the blocks develop, and he's kind of slithered his way for about 7 yards. And after 2nd and 11, to get those 7 yards back, set up 3rd and 4. If you want to, you can make this 4-down territory, so you got 2 plays to get 4 yards.
Trip receivers near side. Kendall Williams stays in as the lone setback. Shotgun formation for Eli. Claps his hands, back to pass. Throws near side, nearly picked off, jumping that route. Darren King, the intended receiver, but it went outside of both men, thankfully. And this is going to result in a 4th down, and we are going to see, as you mentioned, the reigning special team player of the week in the GLIAC, Griffin Milovansky, take to the field. Brady, for what should be, we're going to call it a 38-yard field goal.
Real quick, I do want to go back to that 3rd down play. Offensive line did a nice job picking up the blitz. But yes, Milovansky did a nice job handling the win last week. Let's see how he can do it here from 38.
38-yard field goal attempt for the young man from Saugatuck. Snap is down, the kick is up, the kick is no good.
Wow, that hit a wall.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Hit that wind and just went straight down. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to Warrior Football on your home for the Warriors, FM 101.5, AM 1400, The Patriot.
Academic excellence in the heart of Detroit has our students going from here to career. Because at Wayne State University, being able to hit the ground ready for anything is part of our curriculum and part of being Warrior strong.
Quick handoff. Myron Harris starts near side, heads to the far side. He's got some space out past the 35 and out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. You can see why this young man's averaging about 7 a pop, Brady.
Yes, you can, and hey, don't discredit those big men up front. They've had a couple of plays where they've moved the line of scrimmage against this Wayne State D-line.
No score, 8:05 to go here. Running clock in the first quarter. Davenport now with a 1st and 10 on their own 38-yard line. 2 receivers split near side, 1 far side. The quarterback, Whitaker, in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, back to pass. Looking downfield, he's got a man wide open, dropped again. Boy, that is 2 wide open drops, Brady Beaton, by Davenport receivers already.
Yeah, and again, they're trying to run before they have it. Maybe the wind is affecting the trajectory. It looked like it might have been tipped, but I don't know, Sean. I feel like I'm grasping at straws to try to figure out why Davenport's just dropped 2 that have hit him in the hands or the chest.
7:49 to go here now, first quarter. Empty set. Got trip receivers, near side, 2 on the far side. Whitaker by his lonesome. Jason Whitaker, a young man from Rockford, transfer from Northwestern. Back to pass on second down. Blitz comes, fires complete at the 35, out past the 45. Very close to a first down, but he's going to be pushed back. That should be about a full yard short, setting up a 3rd and 1.
That was a nice job getting the ball out from Whitaker. He had Carl Ware coming right through the middle. If he doesn't get that ball out right then, he's taking a big hit for a loss. Nice job by Whitaker to get what he could. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
Myron Harris checks back in, along with the big load. Remember this guy from last year, Khalif Jenkins, 5'9", 245-pounder from River Rouge. The give is to Harris. He's got a first down and more. Look out, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Makes a cut at the 10, 5, dives towards the end zone. He's in, touchdown. On a 3rd and 1. A 53-yard touchdown run by former Warrior Myron Harris.
And he had a really nice run, but there are too many arm tackles for Wayne State, and Myron Harris is going to run through those. He is too strong of a runner to try and just grab with one arm and bring him down. Wayne State's defense needs to find a way to get more substantial contact on number 4.
Point after attempt forthcoming. Waiting the snap. The snap is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 6:56 to go, Davenport strikes first, takes a 7-0 lead. Timeout on the field. You're listening to Warrior Football on your home for the Warriors, FM 101.5, AM 1400 The Patriot, and via our friends at the Prep on Flow Sports.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades.
Welcome back, Warrior fans. Davenport takes a 7-0 lead. Myron Harris, 4 carries, 92 yards already, including that 53-yard touchdown run. See if the Warriors can get a little something going on offense. Had a pretty good run by Kendall Williams, but the drive unfortunately ended with a Griffin Milovansky miss. And as you said, Brady, went right into a big wall of wind. This kick is returnable, taken 2 yards deep. 10, 15, hit at about the 16, falls forward to about the 20-yard line is Tavion Warren, and that is where the Warriors will take over with their 3rd offensive possession of the game.
Wayne State had a little bit of offense cooking last time, just stalled out, and again, Sean, that Griffin Milovansky, he didn't miss it wide left or right. And we've seen him on a calm day warm up from 55-60. He was short on a 38-yarder. That tells you how strong this wind. You look at the south end zone, the American and Michigan flags are taut right now going southwest.
No doubt about that. 2 receivers split, far side, 1 near side. 1st and 10 for the Warriors on their own 20. Low snap, they hand it off to Singleton. Singleton hit at the line of scrimmage and plowed backwards. Got maybe a gain of 1, but great pursuit on the far side of the field by the Panthers defense.
I didn't see who the first defender was, but the first contact made tripped up Singleton enough to where he couldn't put his foot in the ground and cut it upfield. Allowed a couple other white jerseys to come up and make the tackle. He won't get credit for the tackle, but it was still a nice play. And there you can see the flags for those watching on Flow Sports blowing pretty hard.
Trip receivers near side now. 1 in motion is Manny Harris to the far side. 2nd and 9 for the Warriors on their own 21. Fake the handoff, back to passes. McLean completes it to Manny at about the 26. He's hit immediately there by the safety out in coverage. That was Christian Jones, another River Rouge product. But the Warriors pick up 5, setting up a manageable 3rd and 4.
See, I like that play call because now it just keeps Davenport a little bit honest. They can't sell out for the run and, hey, get Eli in rhythm a little bit. I like that curl on 2nd and long.
3rd and 4 for the Warriors. Clock running inside 5:40 to go here. First quarter, Davenport up 7-0. Back to passes. McLean tries to set up a screen, blown up. No chance there. Deion Brown Jr. was hit as soon as he caught the ball. Some extracurricular stuff after the play. We'll see what that's about. But in terms of the play call itself, that's going to be a loss back to the 24.
It's going to go on Chris Thompson, the cornerback for Davenport. And Sean, that is a penalty that will break a clipboard for any coach. The play was over, and he thought he'd be tough guy and pull down the Wayne State receiver, and there were 2 officials all over it. I don't know how it wouldn't go against Davenport.
Still having a conversation right now. Let's see what this is all about. Still having the conversation. Brady Beaton, I believe you were right.
It's just, I mean, that's as boneheaded of a penalty as you'll see. You have the stop, you have the momentum, and you give Wayne State more life. That is one that is in any program, any system, just completely unacceptable. You have to be smarter than that. You were getting off the field, and you had to pull a receiver down 15 yards away from the play. Not what you want to see.
No doubt about that. First down up to the 39-yard line for the Warriors. McLean in the shotgun sends a man in motion. Going to hand it off to Singleton. Singleton puts his head down. Boy, he punished a would-be tackler at the line of scrimmage. Fell forward for a gain of almost 3. Setting up a 2nd and 7.
And I like the variety of Wayne State's used. They've ran inside, they've ran outside, they've been able to throw a little bit, but I like just the way they've mixed it up. They used Kendall, they used DeMarco out of the backfield. They're feeling out, trying to see what they want to go with, what's working for them with a somewhat inexperienced offensive line grouping.
2nd and 7. Singleton stays in as the lone setback. Reba in motion. McLean claps his hands. Fakes the handoff to Singleton, throws near side, intercepted. Intercepted right at the 50-yard line. I think they're going to have a conversation about it, but absolutely he caught that ball. Make no mistake about that jump, and that route was Tye Martin, a young man from Edison, New Jersey. And Davenport gets the ball right back.
And again, McLean's not missing by much, but he's missing by enough that it's giving these Davenport defenders an opportunity. Maybe it was tipped. It looked like it was a little wobbly when it got to the intended target. I don't know if it was touched at the line of scrimmage, but basically intended receiver turned out, ball came in, and that ends up in an interception in Davenport football.
Khalif Jenkins checks back in as the lone setback. 2 receiver split far side. They mark the ball just in Warrior territory at the 49-yard line. Whitaker back to pass on first down. Throws far side, completes. Minimal gain up to maybe the 46-yard line. Brady will give them 3 because we're nice, setting up a 2nd and 7.
I'll tell you what, Sean, right now the Davenport offensive line winning the battle of the trenches against the Wayne State defensive line. If Wayne State's defense wants to have success, they're going to need to figure out a way to get off blocks and not get pushed back. Even on a short pass, there was all day to throw for Whitaker.
Khalif Jenkins stays in as the lone setback. 2 receivers split near side, 1 far side. 2nd and 7 for Davenport. They lead 7-0. The handoff's to Jenkins. He's hit from behind, and it actually pushed him forward up to about the 43-yard line, setting up what should be a 3rd and 4 for Davenport. Clock running, 3:40 to go here, first quarter. Davenport on top of your Warriors, 7-0. So glad you could join us with Tony Ortiz down on the field, Brady Beaton, and yours truly, Sean Belegian, up here. Big play forthcoming for the Warriors, Brady.
Absolutely. Defense needs to pick up the offense after the interception. Complimentary football.
2 receiver split, near side, 1 far side. Whitaker in the shotgun, back to pass. Looking, throwing, dropping again. I think that's the 2nd drop by Peyton Brown, the young man who's a transfer from Lake Erie. That is 3, Brady, full-fledged drops by Davenport wide receivers in the first 12 minutes of this game.
Now, I don't know if he gets the first down. You had a defender coming up in Vredeveld, maybe makes the play, but offense is staying out there for Davenport.
4th and 4 from the Warrior 43. Warriors jumped off. No flags fly. Now the flag comes in late. Now another flag comes in. I think both of these are going to go against the Warriors. They were offsides, Brady. And I think far side of the field, we had some pass interference as well.
They probably will get him for a hold. I believe the guilty party will be Dalen Peak. So it's either, I believe, 5 yards from the hold or 5 yards from the offside. 6 in one, half dozen in the other. The result is going to be a Davenport first down. Have to know it's 4th and less than 5. You cannot jump early. Davenport might have not even had a play called. They were just going to see if you could jump, and then once they cross into the neutral zone, hey, the center's taught, snap it, and then take a shot downfield, and it's all coming up Panthers right now.
Yeah, Davenport's going to have a first down regardless. Both flags are indeed against the Warriors.
Play.
Yeah, two flags on the play, both on. You had the offside. We nailed that one. That penalty is declined. They are going to take the pass interference call on the far side of the field. And Davenport is going to have a fresh set of downs well into Warrior territory now, already leading 7-0 in this one.
Yeah, defense got to bow up. See if you can force a field goal attempt. Offense has had a little bit of success. Still got plenty of room behind you. You've gotten Davenport into third downs. So you have to find a way to get off the field.
4 receiver set. You got 2 on the far side, 3 on the near side. Khalif Jenkins stays in as your lone setback. The give is to Jenkins. He's hitting the backfield. No, it's a good keeper there. Boy, it fooled the socks off of me. Whitaker keeps that, carries down to the 26, ends up picking up 2, setting up a 2nd and 8.
Fooled you, didn't fool Carl Ware. He was in pursuit all the way, and he closed the gap on Whitaker pretty quickly. Get a good, hold him to a short gain on first down. What's it, 2nd and 7? If we're generous.
Yeah, they gave him 3. Interesting, we haven't seen Myron Harris after his touchdown run. This drive has been exclusively the big back, Khalif Jenkins, 5'9", 245. And he looks like a bowling ball. 2 receivers split near side, 1 far side. Whitaker in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Jenkins. Whitaker with lots of time. Now he's going to run. Makes a cut at the 25, dances out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. Brady, this should be a 3rd and 4 for Davenport.
Yeah, call it about that 3rd and medium. But again, Wayne State defensive line needs to get off blocks. There was all day for Whitaker. Credit to the Wayne State back 7. They did a nice job keeping their men in coverage, because otherwise Whitaker would have had all day to find him, instead holding them to a short gain. But someone on that Wayne State D-line needs to get penetration, needs to get pressure.
Trip receivers far side, 1 on the near side. Now a receiver comes far to near. Whitaker in the shotgun. He's got Jenkins on his left hip. Back to pass. Throws, fires, completes. Inside the 15. Finally brought down at the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 for Davenport at the 13.
And if Davenport's going to keep using this quick passing game, hey, you're not getting pressure on the D-line. They call it match hands. When they go to throw the ball, when you see the quarterback bring the ball up to throw it, put your hands up. See if you can bat one down, because with these quick, short passes, they're not going to have a lot of loft on them. Maybe you can get the hand up and knock one down.
Well, let's see what the Warriors can do defensively. A little bend but don't break, perhaps, Brady Beaton. It's a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. 2 receivers split far side. Keeper all the way by Myron Harris in that Wildcat over the 10, down to about the 8-yard line. Give him 5 on that Wildcat.
Well, if I'm Wayne State and I see the Wildcat coming out, I'm daring Davenport to throw. Now you see Whitaker come back out, so they're going to go out of the Wildcat. But if I see Myron Harris lining up in the backfield, if I'm Coach Sims, I'm saying, all right, I'm daring you to throw it. I'm selling out to stop the run.
Let's see if Davenport tries to get off a play quickly here with the wind at their back. Clock running, 20 seconds left in this first quarter. 2 receivers far side, 1 on the near side. Whitaker, handoff to Khalif. Khalif breaks the tackle. Inside the 6, pushed out of bounds right about the 6. Let's see where they're going to mark him. Yep, right at the 6-yard line. 7 seconds remaining, 5 seconds remaining. That is going to be the last play of this first quarter. So, after the first quarter of play, Davenport has a 7-0 lead, but they threaten with a 3rd and 3 at the Warrior 6 when we come back on your home for the Warriors, FM 101.5, AM 1400 The Patriot, and on Flow Sports via our friends at the Prep.
Some universities offer a semester in Detroit. We offer every semester in Detroit. See why Wayne State University is one reason Time magazine calls Detroit one of the 50 most exciting cities in the world. And why being headquartered in the city that gives the world horsepower is Warrior strong.
Welcome back, Warrior fans. So glad you could join us on a Folly Saturday night. A Folly Saturday night. By the way, final from Allendale. Grand Valley knocks off Ferris State 49-28. Let's throw it down to Tony Ortiz on the field. Tony?
Hey guys, one thing to keep in mind down here, the offensive coach is really on the offense here for Wayne State, telling them, look, get your act together, start doing the things we've coached you to do all week. That's the important thing down here. Stop making mistakes that are getting you beaten. So the next time Wayne State's offense is going on the field, Sean and Brady, you can expect them to be more aggressive and trying to limit the mistakes that they've made so far against Davenport.
Great stuff, T.O. Appreciate it. Big 3rd and 3 here. Whitaker back to pass, looking for that fade route. Incomplete.
That's an odd play.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Sean, what's one thing that Davenport did well is we had one of our lovely staff members, Coop, came up and gave us some numbers from the first half. You know how well Davenport rushed it in the first half, or first quarter?
Over 100 yards.
On 9 carries.
Yeah.
So you need 3, and you go to a fade route.
I'm a little surprised at that. Field goal attempt. This one is going to be 23 yards. Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 14:52 to go here in the second quarter, Davenport extends their lead to 3-0. We'll take a timeout on your home for the Warriors, FM 101.5, AM 1400 The Patriot.
Re-entry policy. Guests who exit the venue will...
Welcome back, Warrior fans. Second quarter action here. Davenport just hits a 23-yard field goal to go up 10-0 in this game on a chilly mid-October night here in Midtown Detroit, but glad you could join us. Hopefully you got a nice warm drink, maybe some chicken noodle soup, your favorite blankie, whatever the case may be.
What do you got against chili?
Chili's great.
Chili, it feels like a chili type of day.
Well, can I tell you, like, for me during a game, though, I don't want chili during the game. I don't want chili. You know what? I want something that takes less of an effort. I want like a wing. I want like a
Wait,
a
chili
pile
takes
of meat.
effort?
Yes, because I have to sit over my bowl and slurp it. I want a wing that I can just destroy and fire the wing. I want piles of brisket that I can just double fist into my mouth. So yes. Great pregame meal. Look at that kick go sideways. My goodness, it just takes a bounce and dies there, and Davenport's going to fall on it. My goodness gracious, everybody just sat there and looked at the ball, Brady. And Davenport, I'm telling you right now, I don't even have to wait for the official to tell me. Davenport fell on that ball. That kick went sideways and then died. And a bunch of Warriors just kind of stood there. They're saying Wayne State has it, okay?
Ooh, Wayne
my
State
goodness
caught a break.
gracious, boy,
But Sean,
did they ever.
From my vantage point, okay, there's a flag on the play, by the way.
Watch if you're watching on Flow.
So, for those listening, the ball was teed up near the near hash. So it kicked off. It looked like it was going about down the near hash. It took a huge turn in the air and landed between the far hash and the numbers. It was like a slider.
It really was.
Also, are we ignoring the flag on the play? Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
so it would have been all for...
Yeah, all for naught. One of the Davenport players, Brady, fell on the ball and it squirted out underneath him. So my eyes did not deceive me, but in the massive humanity, you could see via the replay on Flow Sports, the ball just kind of bounced in the middle of a bunch of Warriors, hit a foot, and then squirted out, and then a player fell on it, and it squirted out from underneath him. McLean now taking over. Rolls near side, stops, looking downfield. He's got two men out there, incomplete. Great coverage, man to man. Interesting because there were two Warriors in the general vicinity, not only Manny Harris, but Tavion Warren as well, but running step for step were the corners from Davenport.
I believe for Davenport, that was number 7, Alaric Wooten, and number 6, Ty Martin. And did a good job not biting on the play fake.
2nd and 10 now for the Warriors on their own 32-yard line. They trail 10-0. 2 receivers split far side, 1 near side. Man in motion now, the give on the jet, and it's blown up. That is a loss all the way back to the 25-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 27. Didn't have a chance.
That play, the timing wasn't just off, it was completely off the rails. I mean, how long was Eli McLean standing there, the ball out in front, waiting for the jet man to get there? Talked about how this is a delicate offense. When it doesn't go right, that's what can happen. A loss of 5 on a run play.
Trip receivers near side, 1 on the far side. Kendall Williams, the lone setback. McLean, shotgun formation. Davenport rushes 4. Late man coming in on the blitz. Looking over the middle, incomplete. Well over the head of the intended receiver, Keavion Ross. As a matter of fact, the closest man to it was the safety.
And Keavion Ross was open. Eli McLean was upset with himself because he knew that he had a guy open. Ross, if he catches that, has room to work. There's 10 yards to the next closest defender. Eli McLean just needs to take a deep breath right now. It looks like he's overthinking it out there on the field, doesn't it, Sean? Like, granted, he did not have all the time in the world. That was not a clean pocket by any means, but wow, he had Ross open and with room to rumble.
Jeremy Terrace with the wind at his back. Let's see how far he rockets this. He stands on his own 12. Good snap from Davis. High, booming punt. Boy, that is going to send the return man all the way back to his 25. He makes 1 man miss, makes 2 men miss. Look out up the middle. 45, 50, 40, 35, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, but hold the phone. This one's coming back.
Not 1, not 2, but 3 flags back at the Davenport, about 35-yard line. No one from Davenport even celebrated. They know this is going to be a touchdown that's called back.
Boy, a big booming punt. Terrace was standing on his own 12, and he sent the return man all the way back to the 25. So you do the math there.
Well, Sean, when there's, 7 officials on a college crew and almost half of them throw a flag, yeah, that tells you that it was pretty blatant.
Yeah, I think that one will go against Davenport.
So it looks like they're saying the foul occurred at the 40, so it'll probably be 1st and 10 Davenport from the 30.
Yeah.
If I had to prognosticate.
Yeah.
How do you like that word?
That's a good word. Absolutely. Hold it is indeed. And you are absolutely right. They are going to have a first down on their own 30-yard line with 13:44 to go here in the second quarter, and Davenport with a 10-0 lead.
What was your word of the day last time I was here a couple weeks ago? You had a picturesque. That was...
Don't ask me to remember things, man. I'm old. I have a tough time. What day of the week is it? 2 receivers split near side, 1 far side.
I'm sure you can remember who you're voting for the Heisman.
I can't tell you until it's done. Whitaker in the shotgun. 1st and 10 for Davenport. Whitaker's going to keep it up over the 35. Gosh, all the way, Brady, to about the 38-yard line, and then a flag comes in very, very late. I don't know what that's all about.
I can't say I saw what this was. So usually I feel like I'm on top of it. Actually, it's going to go against Wayne State. It's a face mask.
Oh.
So that'll add 15 yards to the end of the run.
Very late, too, I might add. Very late. Boy, just a slow developing play. Whitaker looked like he was running in quicksand, and the next thing you know, he carried out all the way up to the 37-yard line.
It looked like it was a one-read play. Snap, look, if the read's there, throw it, or look off the defender and then use it to get a step or two when you run. But Wayne State going to give Davenport some free yardage. It wasn't a bad face mask, but Matt Bushman got him. If it was 10, 15 years ago, it would have been of the incidental variety, but now, hey, it's all 15.
You know, I love Alex Westfall, our on-site producer.
Where's he from?
You know that. He's from Livonia. But I'm going to tell you right now, I love him a little less right now because he just opened the window up here. And I'm not a fan of his right now. Handoff, look out, Harris. Big hole up past the 40. Past the first down marker, finally brought down at about the 35-yard line. Boy, he looks like he's shot out of a cannon. You think he's excited to play this one?
Absolutely, and again, big men up front creating holes. When's the first time Myron gets touched? About 10 yards downfield. A lot of running backs can have success with the way this O-line's playing.
Harris stays in, trips near side, one far side. Davenport threatens again, already have a 10-0 lead. 1st and 10 at the Warrior 35-yard line. Clock running, 12:40 to go here, second quarter. Whitaker in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, throws far side of the field, completed about the 32, and he's pretty much dropped down right about there. They're going to call that forward progress up to the 32. Minimal gain of 3, setting up a 2nd and 7.
Nice job by Dalen Peaks to come up. Yeah, okay, yeah, you allowed a 3-yard reception, but you down the football immediately. That's a nice job on the edge by number 7.
Down to the Warrior 32-yard line. Clock running, 12:10 to go here. Trip receivers near side, one far side. Myron Harris stays in on the quarterback, Whitaker's left hip. The give is to Harris. Makes one man miss. Makes another man miss out past the 30. Very close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be about 2 yards short. Good hard run by Myron Harris. But that is going to be 3rd and 2. Shout out to Charlie Younger, by the way.
Yeah, I guess out in Wisconsin, former Wayne State captain made some chili today.
Now listen, if you're in Wisconsin, you got to load that chili full of cheese, right?
I'd assume so.
I'd assume so. Very underrated. You fire that cheese in there, man, some pepper jack, right? Oh, so good. Don't get me started. But I got to eat that in the pregame. Whitaker in the shotgun on this 3rd and short. Fakes the handoff. Back to pass. Wants it all up top. Got a man out there. Touchdown.
Wow.
That was just a well-placed ball in between 2 Warrior defenders. I had to wait and see if he held on to the ball, Brady, and he did.
That was a perfectly placed pass. I mean, it's in between the corner and the safety coming over to help with the win.
Who dropped 2 earlier, held on to that one. Davenport is out to a 16-0 lead, PAT pending.
Wow. That was a beautiful pass.
Really
Tip
was.
of the cap to that young man.
Into the wind, I might add.
Yeah, that.
PAT pending here. Awaiting the snap. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good.
Ooh, that was close.
I thought so too. It was funny. Both officials underneath kind of looked at each other going, you make the call, you make the call. And then finally put their arms up. No, Brady, listen, let's keep it here. Do you understand what I'm saying, though? Like, I want, during a game, the least minimal effort. And if I can,
how much effort is it to put a spoon in a bowl and bring it to your mouth?
I gotta lean forward. I gotta look down to make sure that I got cheese and beans in there. If you put a pile of brisket next to me, I can just go, me man, and just put my hand down and just shove brisket in my mouth. In the pregame, that's when I can take the time to eat the chili and enjoy the chili and go, ooh, look, there's a red bean. Oh, look, there's a light bean. right? Because I put a couple different, I get the light kidney bean in there and the dark kidney bean in there. It's very important to me to look at my spoonful and see what is in every morsel of goodness.
So you treat it like alphabet soup?
A little bit.
See if you can, what word?
A little bit. I try to smell. Never works real well. Kidney beans don't usually look like letters. Oh, boy. 11:14 to go here. Second quarter. Davenport with a 17-0 lead. See if the Warriors offense can get a little something going. Brady, very slow start by the Warriors here today. Short kick, just going to die up in the air again, taking it about the 22-yard line. Making one man miss out past the 30-yard line is Braden Verdeveld, the young man from Hudsonville. Some great ice cream out that way to be sure. The Warriors will take over at their 30-yard line. I like food, Brady Bean. I like food.
I think any Warrior fan that's been around for more than a day knows that you like it and you are very well versed.
I love food. I forget like food. I love food. All right, let's see what the Warriors can do.
You know what I'd love? A touchdown right here.
I'd love a touchdown.
How about like a 10-play, 69-yard touchdown drive?
Juicy 69-ounce drive would be awesome right now. 1st and 10 for the Warriors. About 69 yards away. Handoff. Kendall Williams up the middle. 45, 50, 45, 40. Hit from behind and brought down at about the 38-yard line. They almost got that big 69-ouncer, but Kendall takes it down to about the 40-yard line.
And the only thing that I think stopped Kendall from taking it to the house is he tripped over about the 35-yard line and stumbled just a hitch that slowed him up, that allowed the defender to come in and make the tackle. But that's what Wayne State's offense needed, a big explosive play. They got to pick up the defense now. Again, complimentary football.
30-yard run there. The cornerback, Marquise Thorne, the man down on the field. He's a young man that played at Southfield A&T, transfer from Morgan State. We hope he's okay. He's being attended to. We'll keep it right here in the meantime. 10:52 to go as they help Thorne to his feet. You love to see that. Warriors with a 1st and 10 at the Davenport 40. Davenport up 17-0. Along with Tony Ortiz down on the field, Brady Beaton up here in the booth. My name is Sean Belegian. So glad you can join us. Can you do me a favor? Can you reach out to Younger and get his chili recipe?
Well, I'll be out there with a lot of other former Warriors in about a month for his wedding.
I'd like to try his Wisconsin chili.
I'll make sure I'll get that for you within about a month.
Eli McLean claps his hands, fakes the handoff, pressure comes, he's flushed outside, running towards the Davenport bench, and he's going to be brought down for a loss of 2. Another sack for Davenport.
Just throw it away, young man. You don't have to take that unnecessary hit. Hey, you ran out, it's not there. Live to fight another play. Just give it a little toss. You've done all the hard work running out. Just float it out, and you won't get you won't lose a yard. You won't take a hit.
Look, at people are taunting us now. Our old friend Jason is sending us pictures of his chili.
This has sparked a chord with the people we know listening.
Come on, it's not fair to do that.
Our phones are just lighting up.
I just want a bowl of chili now.
But no, it's too much work.
It is while I'm watching a game. 2nd and 11. McLean fakes the handoff, under pressure again, throws in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Good effort by Tavion Warren. Just couldn't pull that ball in, setting up a 3rd and 11 for the Warriors at the Davenport 41. Clock stop, 10:01 to go here, second quarter. Warriors trail 17-0.
I didn't think that was too bad of a throw from McLean on the run, kind of flicked the wrist and thought he put it in a good spot. Just that is a tough catch coming back to the line of scrimmage, trying to get your arms underneath of it. But I didn't think that was that bad of a throw from Eli.
Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 11. Trip receivers near side. Davenport shows blitz. They bring it. McLean over the middle, complete at the 29-yard line. That is going to be good enough for a Warrior 1st down. He needed to get to the 30 to Deion Brown Jr., and they're going to mark him right smack dab on the 30-yard line. 1st down, Wayne State Warriors.
One of my cliches I like to go back to. That throw is not completed today. That throw is completed in June, in July, when you're running the route tree and you get timing and you get familiar. That was a perfect pitch and catch to get the 1st down on 3rd and long.
McLean looks over the defense. 2 receivers split near side, 1 far side. Claps his hands. They're going to run the option. McLean going to keep it all the way. Turns his shoulder upfield, but no space out there. Lucky to get back to the original line of scrimmage, as a matter of fact, setting up a 2nd and 10. Now listen, I want to get back to this food topic, okay? No, listen to me. You've been over my house for some barbecues, okay?
You have been very gracious as a host.
Don't you want like a rib where you don't have to put it in work,
But
you just have your hand there.
The thing I don't get is you say it's too much work.
Too much work.
Where like if you have a wing with a wet sauce, now you have to worry about just as much.
Why? I just wipe it all over my face, and that's what T-shirts are for. McLean claps his hand on this 2nd down. They fake the option pitch, and this play's blown up. Didn't have a chance. That's going to be a loss of 1, setting up another 3rd and long for the Warriors. Clock running, 8.5 to go here in this 2nd quarter. Davenport with a 17-0 lead. Warriors would love to pick up another big 1st down conversion here.
As long as you don't take a sack, you're probably in Milovansky field goal range, especially with a strong tailwind. But hey, let's be greedy. Let's get 6.
4 receiver set. Kendall Williams, the lone setback. Now Eli McLean steps out, looks towards this near sideline. Awaits the play call to come in. 3rd and 11. At the Panther 31-yard line. Williams moves on his left hip. Snap comes. McLean back to pass. Looks outside. Drop. That was a drop by Dion Brown Jr. He knew where he had to go. He got to where he needed to go. And Brady, he just dropped it.
I think it was the right hand of Travis Reese, the linebacker for Davenport. He didn't tip it, but he got in the line of vision, and I think that made him flinch just a bit and didn't look it in.
Milovansky on now. This is going to be about a 48-yard attempt with the wind at his back. Awaits the snap. The snap is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
That'd have been good from 60.
So 7:47 to go here in this 2nd quarter. The Warriors get on the board. It is now Davenport 17, your Warriors 3. We'll come back, see what this defense can do on your home for the Warriors, FM 101.5, AM 1400 The Patriot.
And at this time, we'd like to welcome Best Buddies to Tom Adams Field. Best Buddies.
Detroit and Wayne State University. We never stop working, learning, growing. Time magazine put Detroit on its latest list of the world's greatest places. And Wayne State? Every day we show the world how to hustle harder. And even then, we never stop. That's why our promise to be Warrior Strong is stronger than ever.
Griffin Milovansky with a 48-yard field goal gets the Warriors on the board. They now trail Davenport 17-3 here in 2nd quarter action. So glad you could join us. Tony Ortiz down on the field, Brady Beaton up here. I'm Sean Belegian. 7:47 to go here in this 2nd quarter. You've had pulled pork. You can put the pulled pork in your mouth, grab handfuls of it. Come on, Brady.
But chili's just too much work.
It is. I want that pregame. Milovansky sends this one away, taking it about the 6-yard line, drive line kick. Up to the 20, hit at the 20, brought down right there. Good coverage, flag flies at the exact moment.
Well, he was who was that, number 87 for Wayne, or no, 27 for Wayne State on the tackle, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was, I believe the penalty is on Davenport, correct? Okay, yeah, blocked in the back right into the tackle. So that's an insult to injury that you block someone illegally and they still make the play.
So they'll move this back. Davenport will take over about, their 10-yard line? Let's wait for the official to make it official. About the 11-yard line. How's that? Davenport with a 17-3 lead here.
First down and 10 Panthers.
I'll tell you what, Brady, maybe it's because we opened this window. It feels like the temperature dropped 52 degrees before the start of the game.
I'm sure Tony's listening and saying, well, yeah, it's cold. I know. I've been out there all game.
Whitaker back to pass on first down. Almost intercepted. Boy, oh boy, jumping that route was Verdeveld. And Brady, it looked like it just went right between his hands.
Sean, how many times have we talked about you put yourself in position to make the play? Do the easy part, just catch the ball. It was right there. I believe coming into this game, Wayne State has forced, 3 turnovers on the year? And they probably, I don't think it's a hyperbole to say they've had about 10 situations like that where the ball's on the turf in front of them or it hits them in the hands or the chest. Got to make that play. That would have flipped the momentum on its head.
2nd and 10 from their 11. The hand is to Myron Harris. Makes one man miss. Now stops for a moment, punches it past the 15 up to about the 16-yard line. Give him 5, setting up a 3rd and 5.
Big 3rd down.
Clock running, 7:20 to go here in the second quarter.
Get a stop on this 3rd down. It forces a punt into the wind and a chance to get the ball, go down and score. And Sean, remember, Davenport or Wayne State got the ball first. That is correct. So you don't want to give them a shot to extend their lead more coming out of the half.
Whitaker, Jason Whitaker with 2 receivers split outside, 2 inside. Back to pass on this 3rd and 5. Looks outside. Intercepted. Intercepted. That ball is picked off, and again, jumping the route. This time it was number 3, Drake Reed, and he held on to it, baby. Did that young man from Rochester. Brady, just what the doctor ordered, and the Warriors are going to take over inside the Panther 20-yard line.
And see how tough throwing into this wind was? Just like Eli McClain in the first quarter throwing into the wind. How many times was he a foot off to the left, a foot off to the right? Now that Whitaker's throwing into the wind, what did we see on that drive? First down, he was about 1.5 feet in front. That throw, about a foot behind. That wind is nothing to take lightly, and Wayne State has to take advantage, get 6, make it a 1-score game.
I want to correct myself. That was Dalen Peaks, the safety, stepping up. First down for the Warriors inside the 20. They're going up top, looking for some quick change. Intercepted. Intercepted.
Did he step out at the 1? No, it's a touchback.
It's a touchback. He hit the pylon. Just underthrown by a hair, Brady. And just like that, momentum decided that she was going to sprint across the field, and Davenport's going to take over after the interception.
Well, I like the idea in theory, hey, take a shot to the end zone, but if you're McClain, you got to put a little more under that. That ball is for the back corner of the end zone. It barely made it to the goal line. Maybe you overestimated how much the wind would push it. But I like the idea to take the shot, just the execution wasn't there.
Keavion Warren was the intended receiver. So Jason Whitaker and this Panther offense heads back on the field with a 17-3 lead and a first down at the 20-yard line. The give is to Jenkins. Jenkins makes one man miss, falls forward to about the 23-yard line. That is once again a young man from River Rouge, Khalif Jenkins. I remember him in high school. That is a big load out there at 5'9" and 245 pounds. Give him 3, setting up a 2nd and 7. Jason Whitaker looking over that Warrior defense now. Those green jerseys, white pants, and that beautiful green helmet. Whitaker back to pass. Throws near side complete, trying to make Hawkins miss. Hawkins, good job on the recovery to grab a foot of the receiver. That's number 17, Demetrius Garrett, transfer from Eastern Illinois, setting up what should be, Brady, we're going to call this 3rd and about 4.5.
Davenport going with a little bit of tempo here.
2 receivers split far side, 1 near side. Whitaker in the shotgun again. Warriors show blitz. Let's see if they bring it. Now Whitaker's going to step out and look to the far sideline. 2 different signals coming in, as you're apt to see. Whitaker looking over that defense again. Big 3rd down here. Back to pass on 3rd down. Fires, incomplete. Good coverage right about the sticks. Getting out there in coverage was Carl Ware, the linebacker. We've called that young man's name a few times. A young man from Redford Union, transfer from Madonna, and the Warrior defense holds and forces a punt.
All right, so you can say those 2 interceptions kind of canceled each other out. You're even Steven after that. You get the stop. They're going to punt into the wind. Davenport, it's going to be a tough task. Again, Sean, this wind has been fierce. Hey, even if you just call it fair catch, you're going to get decent field position to start the final 5 minutes to try to score going into the locker room.
So let's see if the Warriors can get something together. Line drive kick into the wind, takes a backwards bounce, and looks like it's going to be downed at about the 45-yard line. Davenport's trying to say it hit a Warrior. The official is not even close to buying it, and that is where the Wayne State offense will take over. By the way, Charlie's getting married, huh?
Yes,
Charlie Younger?
He is. Yes,
when's the wedding?
It's in November. I take it a week at a time.
Congratulations,
yes.
Charlie. Always love to see the Warrior family grow.
And there's going to be a lot of former Warriors out there. We're going to have a fun time. I know a lot of them are watching or listening tonight.
Oh, excellent. Congratulations to you, Charlie, and your bride-to-be. And I wonder how many of those Warriors once had a pick 6 against Davenport.
I can tell you none of them at the wedding, and I let them know that.
I'll never have a pick 6.
We're getting a challenge.
Oh.
Davenport's going to challenge that Wayne State touched it.
That did not hit a Warrior, Brady.
I don't think so. I thought it hit a Panther.
It definitely did.
I don't know if you saw this last week, but I believe it was in the USC game. You saw the punt team tried to push the return man into the ball. That's kind of what Davenport was trying to do and push, or, well, in this case, pull a Warrior towards the football. It wasn't a bad idea, but we'll see what this challenge has. But this is something that I brought up the last couple of weeks when there's been a challenge. Hey, Sean, you know, NFL, high-level D1. You have a man in the booth that sole responsibility is, do I challenge this or not?
Mm-hmm.
People in D2 and the GLIAC don't have that.
The ruling on the field is that the punt was not touched by the receiving team before it was touched by the kicking team. Charge timeout, Davenport. Head coach is...
He's out of his challenge. If we could get a replay of that very quickly.
Wait, it's not a charge. Wait.
They're gonna go.
Did they charge Davenport a timeout for challenging?
I think let's take a look here at the replay, shall we?
It's not a charged timeout.
There's your bounce. Now watch it hit Davenport player. Absolutely hit the Davenport player. Hit him in the stomach. Yeah, that is silly.
It's just you don't. So you're down on the field, Sean. You have one. Sparky has one view. It's from the sideline, and he goes, "All right, I know it hit someone," and everyone on my team is saying, "Oh, it hit Wayne State. Oh, it hit Wayne State." And why not challenge? I mean, okay, maybe you can ask up in the booth. That's still a real-time view of what happened. I don't know if these staffs have guys ready for this. It's just something they have to adjust to, as I'm sure other teams in the NFL teams did when it was first implemented years ago.
Here's the replay. We had a good look at this.
Well, you can see him try to pull Vredeveld in, and it hits him in the stomach.
It hits him right in the stomach and then rolls sideways. Do you know there's an important lesson to be learned here? Are you ready, Brady?
What's that?
Never listen to the players on the field that are pointing one direction.
But see, here's the thing, and I will tell you this, that I had a coach here that would teach you, and this is before replay, but you'd always say, make the official tell you no.
Okay.
Act like saying, hey, we have the ball, there's a pile, you come up with it. Act like you're celebrating, make the official go, no you didn't.
So that's almost like you and I, it's the second quarter of a game, you're sitting at my house, and you're making me say no to serving you a bowl of chili.
Yes.
I will at halftime. You can eat as much chili as you want, but during the game, Brady, you take a big pile of pulled pork and you put it between your cheek and gum. You enjoy that pulled pork. I don't want to sit there.
We've got the answer.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a quick one.
Yeah.
That was a quick one, and I'm going to be interested to see, Sean, even next year, if you see more people in the GLIAC having guys responsible for it, but just the simple matter of the fact, our friends at the Prep do a great job for us on Flow, but hey, you get those ESPN games or the NFL where they have pylon cameras on the first down markers. There's just 10 different angles to look at, and at most GLIAC venues, you're going to have 3 at most.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Warriors take over on their own 47-yard line. 1st and 10. McLean has gone all the way. He is in there. 2 receivers outside. Now 1 in motion to the near side. The give is to Kendall Williams. No, keeper again, McLean. Good play fake around the left side, out past the 50 into Davenport territory at the 49-yard line. Quickly back up to the line of scrimmage of the Warriors. Now they slow things down as they get some changes. Kievian Ross checks in. Reba checks out.
I'll give you credit, Sean. I was looking at Kendall the whole time, too. I thought number 4 had it. Nice play fake by Eli.
McLean in the shotgun. 2nd and 6 for the Warriors. Now just into Davenport territory at the 49-yard line. 2 receivers split far side, 1 on the near side. Kendall Williams stays in, lone setback. Man in motion yet again. This time the give is to Kendall. Not much room out there. Maybe picked up 1, setting up what should be, Brady, we're going to call it 3rd and 5.
And this is a big drive, Sean. You can get into the end zone. Hey, after not playing anywhere near your best first half, especially offensively, you go in down 7, especially when you're down 17-0. You go, okay, take these 25 minutes, take a deep breath, come back out. Defense, you're up first, get a stop. Give us a chance to tie this game. But it starts on this drive and this 3rd down.
McLean looking over the defense. Big 3rd and 5 here. Claps his hands once, twice. There's the snap. Back to pass. Pressure comes outside. He's tripped up. He goes down at about the 49-yard line. Wayne State's 49-yard line. Flag comes in late. Let's see what that's about.
I don't know if this is going to be a hold. Could this be a trip? I couldn't, because McLean went down and it didn't look like anyone got him. We have the benefit of replay up here. I think you're going to get a hold. I think this is going to go against Wayne State. It is.
It is indeed.
That's the right call.
So that'll move the Warriors back. Let's see if they decline it.
I'd decline it and bring up 4th and about 7 or 8.
They're going to decline it, yeah. Because McLean went down back on his side of the 50, down to the 49. Penalty is refused. That is going to be 4th down and 8 yards for the Warriors. They're going to have to send out Jeremy Terrace in the punting unit with 3:45 to go here in a long 2nd quarter. Brian Bolesky, of course, our executive producer back at the WDTK Detroit studios. I believe we're all caught up on our spots, and we will take it up to the end of this first half. Don't forget, at the end of the first half, Tony Ortiz will be down on the field. Terrace is going to get this one away, line drive rugby style, take a big Warrior bounce, taken inside the 10-yard line, trying to get outside and not getting there. Great coverage by the Warriors downfield. Tackle made at the 11-yard line by Reba.
And that was, I didn't love the rugby kick when you had the wind at your back, but it worked perfectly. Great coverage. They fanned out, kept him inside, kept him in front. And if Davenport wants to add another score, they're going to have to go a long, long way. Looks like they're on the 11, so call it 89 yards to pay dirt for the Panthers.
3:16 to go. 1st and 10 for Davenport at their own 11-yard line. 2 receivers split near side, 1 far side. Myron Harris, the lone setback. Myron already has a long touchdown here today. The give on the draw to Myron. Boy, he just shows that patience again, and it looked like he had nothing, and somehow he ends up with 4, Brady.
Oh, and it was a very patient run, like you said. He got through a couple arm tackles. The nice part was for Wayne State, we talked about this in the pregame too, they got hats to the football, they flew up, and they turned what could have been a big gain into just a modest 4-yard gain.
Time out on the field. Wayne State's going to take this. We will keep this here, as I believe with Brian Bolesky, we've taken care of all of our responsibilities, and we're holding on that break at halftime when we talk to Tony Ortiz. And of course, he has a conversation with Coach Wheatley. But in the meantime, Brady, we can tell you that Myron Harris carried up for about 4, setting up what should be a 2nd and 6 from the 15-yard line. As nighttime descends on Midtown Detroit, you see the Golden Tower of the Fisher Building lit up to our left, north of this beautiful, beautiful facility here on the campus of Wayne State University. Don't forget, at halftime, we always love to tell you about some of the great things going on here on this beautiful campus, and we'll have something of interest for you as well coming up in a little bit.
Look at that. Look at the Fisher building, Sean, for those watching. I think pretty important people work there, don't they, Sean?
Some. 2nd and 6, handoff to Myron Harris. This time he bottled up in the backfield. Very lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. As a matter of fact, that's going to go in the books as a loss of 1, setting up a 3rd and 7 for Davenport.
Wayne State's going to burn another timeout. Tyrone Wheatley being aggressive, saying, all right, Davenport, you want to sit on it. We have timeouts. We'll use them. We'll get the ball back in about a 2-minute drill. We'll probably get it near midfield. If nothing else, with the wind in Griffin Milovansky's leg, you might only need 20 yards wherever you get the ball back from to get in field goal range. I like the aggressiveness from Coach Wheatley.
So can I tell you what I'm doing tomorrow?
Go ahead, tell me what you're doing.
I have some beef short ribs that I'm rolling up tomorrow.
Okay.
I have some Hungarian ribs that I'm rolling up tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And then I've got a special lemon pepper blend.
Ooh, lemon pepper's
for some
good.
wings. I got some lemon pepper wings that I'm going to roll up with tomorrow. So when this one's over tonight, I have to go home and do some prep. And then hopefully you can come over in a few weeks, friend.
I think I can make that happen. I think I can get permission.
Good. Well, if Abby's listening, it's very important for Brady to be there that night. Very important. Congratulations to Abby, by the way. You guys are getting married.
Yes, we are.
Did you set a date yet?
We have not.
Okay. 3rd down, Whitaker back to pass. Looking downfield, going for it all, not even close. Great coverage out there, overshot the intended receiver as well. Brendan Sherrod, the intended receiver, and Davenport is going to have to punt.
And give credit to Kane Quinlan, something that Wayne State hadn't had all first half, a pass rush. It wasn't a great move, it wasn't anything crazy, but it just forced Whitaker to, hey, he either had to throw it deep and release it right away or start to scramble. Throws it deep, Quinlan was bearing down, and now it forces a Davenport punt. This is exactly what Coach Wheatley was hoping for, giving their offense one more shot here in the first half with the wind at their back.
Boy, is the former Warrior from Brother Rice been a force lately, Kane Quinlan. Short punt, held up in the wind. Fair catch called for and made at the Davenport 41-yard line. So the Warriors with a golden opportunity. They have 2:51 in which to work with. Still a timeout at their disposal. But Brady, you'd love nothing more than to put 7 on the board before we throw it to halftime.
Well, this is exactly what Coach Wheatley was hoping for. Short punt. And again, Sean, what would you say? Is it very fair a first down from Wayne State puts them in Griffin Milovansky field goal range?
Absolutely. With the wind at his back, no question about it. Trip receivers near side now, empty backfield. Keeper all the way from McLean, makes a man miss in the backfield, carries out past the 40, finally brought down at about the 36-yard line. Give him a gain of 6. Boy, they're going to mark him all the way up to the 30, Brady. Look at that. I think that's a favorable spot. I'm not going to complain. Gain of 7.
Put it at the 35, and I like the QB drawing first down.
35, my apologies.
It's okay, we'll let you keep your Heisman vote.
Those old man eyes, huh? Gain of 7, just the same. McLean back to pass. Blitz comes from the outside, dumps it to Kendall Williams. He's got the first down up to now the 30-yard line.
And with 2:15, clock will start to run. Clock only stops when you go out of bounds last 2 minutes of the half, so Wayne State has to use a little tempo. But only 30 yards from the end zone, they don't necessarily have to rush. They don't have to work in a panic. They can work with a purpose with still a timeout in their back pocket.
Kendall Williams stays in on the left hip of Eli McLean. Trip receivers near side. 1st and 10 for the Warriors on the Panthers 30. McLean back to pass. Looks near side, nearly picked off. Flags come flying from deep in the defensive secondary. Brady in the area of holding.
I believe it is going to be a holding. And this is, yeah, he got him by the jersey. Sean, I'll tell you what. This is, crew has been calling it pretty tight, and they've been calling it tight both ways. It's just a rarity. Yeah, he grabbed him. You saw the jersey pull. The blitzing, it was the defensive tackle Peck that had a step on the offensive lineman And yeah, it was a hold now. Wayne State back out of field goal range.
Replay first down.
Replay a first down. The good news is 1:44 remaining before halftime. This second quarter has lasted a while, though, Brady.
It has.
1st and 20 now for the Warriors. McLean back to pass on 1st and 20. Looking over the middle, behind the intended receiver. Juggled a few times. Deion Brown finally makes a catch, but it's a minimal gain up to about the 38-yard line.
I think he bobbled that legitimately 8 times.
Yeah.
He ran from the hash mark almost to the number, bobbling it. The middle of the field to about the number, and he was able to, keep it to himself for a short gain, but that was a well-earned catch.
Minute and 31 seconds now left. Minimal gain for the Warriors. We'll give him 3, setting up a 2nd and 17.
I'm guessing that was a Wayne State timeout.
Davenport with a 17-3 lead. I would assume that was a Wayne State timeout. I could be wrong, but they haven't marked it off the scoreboard yet.
Yeah. I don't think Davenport would try to call 2 timeouts and get the ball back. They get the ball to start the second half. They're going into the wind. I have to imagine that was a Warrior timeout.
All right, 2nd and 17. We'll set it for you. Trip receivers far side, Kavion Ross. You have Tiavion Warren out there, as well as Deion Brown Jr. Manny Harris near side. Back to pass is McLean. Under pressure, evades 1, can't evade 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. He's buried under 3 white jerseys back at the 41-yard line.
And he did a nice job avoiding the first 2. It's just like you said, Sean. You can ask him to make 1 man miss, but making 3 or 4, it was just that pocket didn't just collapse. It was caved in.
3rd and 21. A minute to go here in the second quarter. Warriors trail 17-3. 2 men split far side, 2 near side. Kendall Williams, the lone setback. McLean in the shotgun, back to pass. Davenport brings 4. McLean picked off at the 30-yard line. Look out, 40, 45, 50. Knocked out of bounds in Warrior territory at the 46-yard line. Guess who?
It was a late flag that came out, so Davenport's going to get another 15-yard penalty. But Sean, I don't mean to be blunt or a jerk, but who was the intended target?
No, it looked like Julius Wilkerson was the intended target. Not being mean, I'm with you, partner. Got to call it as we see it.
There was 3 white jerseys. There wasn't a green one.
No, sir.
It had to have been a miscommunication between the receivers and McLean, because I don't know. If it was behind, the closest receiver in the vicinity was Manny Harris, but he was 4 steps in front of the ball.
A couple of former Warriors coming back to haunt their former team. Myron Harris with a big first half, including a 53-yard touchdown run, and Julius Wilkerson just picked one off.
The play was over.
Got an unsportsmanlike conduct. That is going to go against Davenport.
15-yard penalty.
That's a big break for the Warriors.
It is.
Big break, because Davenport was going to be set up at the 45-yard line with 2 timeouts remaining. And instead, they're all the way back now on their own 40-yard line with 43 seconds remaining. So huge break for the Warriors there.
Don't be surprised if Davenport tries to run the ball on first down, or they'll go 5 wide and ignore what I said.
Jason Whitaker, former Rockford Ram, transfer from Northwestern. Empty set, trip receivers far side, 2 on the near side. 43 seconds remaining in the never-ending second quarter.
Penalty, the ball is placed at the Davenport 40-yard
Warriors
line.
trail 17-3.
10 Panthers.
Let's see if they get creative and try to get something going here. And maybe this second quarter can come to an end. Maybe. Whitaker back to pass on first down. Looks over the middle, completes it, 45. Stepping out of bounds into Warrior territory at the 49-yard line. That's good enough for a first down. That is Peyton Brown, who caught a touchdown already. Clock stops at the 37-yard line. We'll start up in just a second again with 37 seconds to go here in this second quarter. Brady, did I mention we're still in the second quarter?
Been a long one.
Whitaker with trip receivers on the far side, one on the near side. Myron Harris, the lone setback, back to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to get hit at the 50 and brought down right about the line of scrimmage. Davenport not going to use their timeouts.
Why?
As the clock runs, 25 seconds remaining. 20 seconds remaining. 2nd and 10 at the Warrior 49. Trip receivers far side. Whitaker back to pass. Looking, firing, completing, short. Missed tackle, however. Sliding down for a first down at the 39-yard line. 9 seconds to go. Let's see if Davenport elects to use a timeout here. I believe they did.
They haven't signaled a
They
time.
haven't signaled a timeout
You got
yet.
2 left. You can't trade them in at halftime for anything.
Yeah.
Oh, there was an injured player, so they'll be forced to use one.
Yeah, they're going to have to use one now. Yep, absolutely.
But Sean,
of course they are, because Brady, I'm not sure if I mentioned this. This is the never-ending second quarter.
But Sean, just let's walk through the sequence that just happened. Okay.
All right.
It's 1st and 10 from the Wayne State 49. Drop back, you try to step up, you scramble, get what you can, you get back to the line of scrimmage. There was, what, about 30 seconds left when that play happened?
Yes,
you
sir.
say you have 2 timeouts. You don't use it. You hurry to the line to run a 5-yard curl on the hash mark.
Yes.
Not near the sideline, not taking a shot.
No, sir.
You take and then you're forced to burn it. Now you're down to 9 seconds. And you might have a chance. Hey, you want to get in field goal range? You have to do it on this play. Otherwise, you're taking 2 shots to the end zone.
Yeah, with 9 seconds to go, absolutely.
The scoreboard had them for 2 timeouts left. Now should be just the 1 timeout. But
it should be, right?
Because the only one they lost was on the challenge, correct?
Yes. It should be.
So with 1 timeout left in 9 seconds, Sean, you best you got 2 shots. I mean, I guess it keeps the whole field open for you, so Wayne State doesn't just have to play in the end zone.
That was a charge timeout.
Okay, yeah, so they have one. Yeah,
they have 1 left.
That was interesting clock management.
No doubt about that. Trip receivers near side, 1 far side, 9 seconds remaining. Davenport with a 1st and 10 at the Warrior 39. They lead 17-3. Whitaker looking over that defense. To the left, to the right. Play clock starts to run. Empty set now as Harris lines up in the slot. Whitaker back to pass. He's going to step up, throw to Harris. 35, 30, 25, 20. Hit and knocked out of bounds with 1 second on the clock. Oh, goodness gracious me.
Well, they set up the field goal perfectly.
And this is not a gimme, mind you. With this win,
No,
Brady.
This is about the same spot that Milovansky missed from.
Now, you can stop making fun of me for talking about the win. You are seeing why
When did I
talk.
make fun
You
of
make
you
fun
for
of me
the-
all the time and say I'm inferior.
Is that what I sound like?
This is going to be about a 36-yard field goal attempt into a very stiff wind. Last play of the never-ending second quarter. Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good.
Wow, he hooked it in.
He did hook it in. So your score at halftime, the Davenport Panthers have taken a 20-3 lead as flags come flying again. They can't just let this second quarter end. Brady,
That'll
you
be
know
after.
that.
That'll be after the play, and I think it's going against Wayne State, and I believe Kane Quinlan will be the guilty party. But that'll be assessed probably on the kickoff to start the second half.
All right, so in just a moment, we will throw it down to Tony Ortiz, who will be standing by with Coach Wheatley. Your score at the half, Davenport has a 20-3 lead. I'm looking for T.O. on the far side. Let me know when he's standing right there. As a matter of fact, we got him now. T.O. with Coach Wheatley. Tony?
Down. down here with Coach Tyrone. When you look at this first half, it's not so much what they're doing to you, but the mistakes that you're making that's costing you in the first half.
This just goes back to what we talked about. Once again, it's just the immaturity of the team. They got to grow, and we just got to do better. You know, we coach these guys, and I have to do better, right? We just got to make these guys understand that they don't have to do anything extra. Just do what you're taught to do, and they don't have to beat you. We can't beat ourselves.
Is that the message for the second half of this?
The message for the second half.
One final question from me. Any concerns at this point that Davenport may be out-physicaling you out there?
No, they're not a physical football team. It's not like they're out-physical. What they're doing is that they're just executing at a high level. They are just executing at a high level. Coach has those guys over there prepared, and they're just executing at a high level.
Coach, good luck in the second half.
Thank you very much.
Coach Tyrone Wheatley down here on the field, and Sean and Brady, as if the heavens ordained it. The rain is falling right now, so I hope you guys are comfortable up there in your booth.
Oh, I am so sorry to hear that, Tony Ortiz. They told us that the rain had moved out of the area.
Ooh, look up at the lights. It's coming down.
Boy, it is coming down strong right now. No doubt about that. But Brady, your halftime score, Davenport on top by a score of 20-3. How do you describe what we saw in the first half?
I think Coach Wheatley had part of the point that he was trying to make, that yes, that they're making a lot of self-inflicted wounds. They go back and look. I'm sure on the tape they're not executing how they want to, but I will have to at least respectfully disagree that the way that at least the Davenport offensive line has won the battle up front, and the defensive line for Davenport has gotten to Eli McLean. They've made a few plays up there, but Davenport, hey, they are executing at a big spot. And Wayne State, anytime they get momentum, can't get out of their own way, and they need to find a way to make those plays, because I mean, you get a big interception deep in Davenport territory, you give it right back. You're going down for a possible 2-minute drill, you get it in plus territory, and a holding leads to a pick. And Wayne State needs to look internally, figure out what they need to do before they really worry about what Davenport. That's where I agree with Coach Wheatley.
Well, you nailed it, partner. Not only did the weatherman say we weren't getting any more rain, but I just looked at my trusty weather app. They said light rain. It isn't light rain out there.
No.
It is not light rain at all.
Let's get
Tony, go hide in the tunnel or something, okay?
You know,
get a bowl of chili.
I will at least invite Tony up here to dry off a little bit at halftime.
No doubt about that. Halftime score, Davenport on top by a score of 20-3. We'll look at some of the numbers. Always love to tell you about some of the great things going on in and around the campus of this beautiful, beautiful university. Wish we had better news for you, but it is halftime and Davenport's on top 20-3. You are listening to Warrior Football on your home for the Warriors, FM 101.5, AM 1400, The Patriot, and of course on Flow Sports via our friends at The Prep.
Detroit and Wayne State University. We never stop working, learning, growing. Time magazine put Detroit on its latest list of the world's greatest places. And Wayne State, every day we show the world how to hustle harder. And even then, we never stop. That's why our promise to be Warrior Strong is stronger than ever.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach. And he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
The following is a joint statement from the NCAA Divisions 1, 2, and 3 Student Athlete Advisory Committees and the NCAA Board of Governors Student Athlete Engagement Committee. The state of urgency surrounding mental health concerns for student athletes is palpable on campuses across the country and backed by association-wide data. The NCAA Student Athlete Wellbeing Survey showed rates of mental exhaustion, anxiety, and feeling depressed were comparable in fall 2021 to the beginning of the pandemic.
Mental health struggles can occur with a wide range of severity depending on the impacted individual. While an individual's mental health status is personal, treatment and support are a community effort. As such, it's encouraging that there has been an increase in support from student athletes, administrators, and athletic staff in breaking the stigma surrounding mental health and dedicating effort to improve support systems.
For the first time in NCAA history, the term mental health is included in the NCAA Constitution, which all member schools, conferences, and divisions have agreed to uphold. This historical inclusion, initiated by SAC members from each division, displays a strong commitment by the NCAA to its student athletes' health, safety, and well-being. Institutions are now required to facilitate an environment which ensures access to appropriate resources and open engagement with respect to physical and mental health. Article 1D NCAA Constitution. Members of the governance structure are now also actively reviewing policies and procedures with an enhanced focus on mental health.
As part of its continued work to provide recommendations for supporting and promoting student-athlete mental health, the NCAA Committee on Competitive Safeguards and Medical Aspects of Sports commissioned a mental health advisory group and charged it with reviewing and updating the existing mental health best practices. Moving forward, the association is committed to creating well-informed recommendations and education efforts to support student athletes on every campus.
We want to challenge campuses around the country to take action and be proactive in implementing the forthcoming recommendations. As change begins to take place, the student-athlete voice should remain involved in all conversations. Signed sincerely, NCAA Division 1, 2, and 3 Student Athlete Advisory Committees and the NCAA Board of Governors Student Athlete Engagement Committee.
With $335 million in financial aid awarded annually, Wayne State University is accessible and affordable because you shouldn't need a silver spoon, just the will to succeed to be warrior strong.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
I live in Detroit because it is a beautiful city.
Everything about it, it's like it becomes your home.
It gives me pride knowing that I can walk on Wayne State's campus and not just be a student. I can represent the school in multiple ways.
Everybody, when they see you or when they know you, like, oh, that guy's a warrior.
It's just really nice knowing that a lot of people recognize the W.
Wearing that W, it means everything.
You wearing that badge and you know, like, that's what you're putting out to everybody else, so I'm proud of the W.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela Burgess. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach. And he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
As soon as you walk in the building, step foot on campus, you're a warrior. That means working hard, be driven, stay disciplined, and focused.
What drives me to be the best I can be is my parents, for sure. They have been wonderful role models in my life.
Just everybody around me, you know, if they could see me working hard, being successful while doing it, I feel like that's contagious.
I play here because I feel like it gives me an identity that kind of is helping me grow and become the person that I want to be in the future.
It has given me immense opportunities that I can't even explain. I live in Detroit because it is a beautiful city.
Everything about it, it's like it becomes your home.
It gives me pride knowing that I can walk on Wayne State's campus and not just be a student. I can represent the school in multiple ways.
You wearing that badge and you know, like, that's what you're putting out to everybody else, so.
Wearing that W, it means everything. Everybody, when they see you or when they know you, like, oh, that guy's a warrior.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth. I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Some universities offer a semester in Detroit. We offer every semester in Detroit. See why Wayne State University is one reason Time magazine calls Detroit one of the 50 most exciting cities in the world. And why being headquartered in the city that gives the world horsepower is warrior strong.
I live in Detroit because it is a beautiful city.
Everything about it, it's like it becomes your home.
It gives me pride knowing that I can walk on Wayne State's campus and not just be a student. I can represent the school in multiple ways.
Everybody, when they see you or when they know you, like, oh, that guy's a warrior.
It's just really nice knowing that a lot of people recognize the W.
Wearing that W, it means everything.
You wearing that badge and you know, like, that's what you're putting out to everybody else, so I'm proud of the W.
Halftime at Adams Field, I should say a rainy Adams Field, where Davenport leads Wayne State 20-3. I'm Tony Ortiz, and I'm pleased to be joined by assistant coach Andy Arolt and Kate MacArthur. It's a pleasure, guys, and you see now why I prefer basketball over football. I mean, the weather's just great. Guys, thank you very much for joining us here this evening. Andy, I want to start with you. You closed out last season with some pretty impressive wins, and I got to ask, can you carry that over into next season?
I think for sure. We got a nice group of freshmen coming in. We improved our length a lot, and I think we're going to be a little bit quicker. And I think we're going to surprise a few teams this year, in the league especially.
Kate, is there a sense of unfinished business with this women's team after the way it ended last year in the GLIAC tournament?
Yes, I think there were definitely a few games we could have won that we didn't, and I think we still have a lot to prove, and some new girls coming in are definitely going to make us a lot better.
You're one of the leaders on this team. You're coming back as a redshirt senior. Was it an easy decision for you to make the comeback? Was there a point where you thought, well, maybe this is it?
I'd say it was definitely easy. I love this program, my coaches, my teammates, everything. So I think we just still have a lot to prove, and I just knew I wasn't done yet, and our team wasn't done yet. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited to come back, and it was an easy decision.
Kate, you've played with this guy for a while. He's been your coach for a while. What's the best thing and worst thing about getting coached by this guy?
I don't think I could say anything worse or bad about him. He teaches us something new every day, and I love, hanging out with him every day. He's like our team dad, so we all love him, and we're so glad to have him.
You can't think of one bad thing? I mean, it's just you and me talking. He's not going to listen.
No, honestly. I mean, some of his ideas are a little crazy, but, we go with it, and we love him, so it's fun.
Andy, what's it like to coach Kate as long as you have, and what's it like to be a coach on this team?
It was a transition for me last year, and I'm glad that I came the year before. I have my daughter on the team this year, so that was a nice opportunity. But I think that the thing that keeps me going every day too is just a great group of kids to work with, and they all get along pretty well, and it's just nice to come to work every day with the nice group that we have.
You're coaching your daughter this year. Is it easy to separate father from coach, or does it sometimes get a little bit difficult?
I usually let the other two coaches handle her. That's kind of how I've worked. I've coached all my kids kind of through the years and really relied on the other coaches, figuring that she'll listen to what I say when I'm telling somebody else something. She's a pretty good kid. So,
for both of you, and I'll start with Kate, how did you enjoy your first season playing in the new field house as opposed to, let's call it, venerable Math?
It was definitely a lot cooler than the Math Eye. Yeah, it's a different atmosphere. It's a lot of fun having all the fans in there. It feels like, we're down in like an actual NBA arena, so it's a lot of fun. I love it.
How about you?
Well, compared to what I played in at the Math Eye some 30 years ago, it was a really big difference and just a beautiful place to play basketball.
Some people may not realize that you did have a pretty distinguished career at Wayne State. A couple of NCAA tournament appearances. You left as the 34th highest scorer in Wayne State history. I mean, you had a pretty good career that you're now extending as a coach.
Well, I'm about 80 points short of 1,000. I've been trying to talk to Coach Smothers about letting me take my COVID year and score those 80 points, but I don't think that'll go well. So, it was, you know what, there's no other place I'd rather be, and there's no other place that I probably would be, considering this is my alma mater, and it's just a kind of a dream come true for me, coming back and being able to work here.
Here inside the tent with assistant head coach Andy Aralt and Kate MacArthur from the women's Wayne State basketball team. We've relocated under the tent because obviously the weather is, I'm trying to think of the right word, delightful. What do you like so far about this team, man?
Just their camaraderie and their closeness. And I think that that goes a long way on a team, on a college team, especially if the girls can be cohesive. They'll win games just by the nature of how they stick together, because we're as talented as any other team, and it's just a matter of playing together that'll do you pretty well.
Kate, how about you? What do you like about this year's team?
I think we're just starting to do a lot more stuff together, and we're starting to play more together, and I think we had a lot of chemistry from last year, and it's a good foundation to build off of, so that's why I feel like we have some unfinished business, because we still play well together, the ones that we have now, and then the new girls, just add in more pieces to the puzzle. So I think we're going to be really good.
Carrie Lohr is the head coach for the women's team. She's entering her 14th season. What do you like about playing for Carrie?
She's competitive. I love her excitement for the game, the way she wants to win. She puts it all out there, and she's honest. So, I got to love that about a coach.
Now, Carrie, obviously different for a player than it is for an assistant coach. What is it like to coach around Carrie Lohr?
Well, I always tell everybody, don't let her size fool you. She's tough as nails, and she's tough on the kids because she expects a lot out of them, and she recruited every one of them for a reason. And you know what? More so, they know where that's coming from. That's coming from a place that she loves all her players and she wants them to succeed. So it's easy to work with somebody like that because I always know where she's coming from. She doesn't pull any punches with me, and neither with the kids, because she wants us all to do our best.
Final question for me, Kate. What's your dream season? What's your dream senior season here at Wayne State? How would you like to see the season end?
Honestly, I just want all of us to have fun and, get the best experience that we can out of it. I love my teammates, but I would like to, get to that tournament and hopefully make a good run.
Final question for me. You get the exhibition game against University of Michigan Dearborn at the start of November. What do you learn about your team with an exhibition game like that?
That's a good question. Kind of a lot. Especially more on the defensive side. We haven't had a whole lot of time to prepare defensively, at least. So that's usually a good test. Now, we open the regular season with Ashland, which, they're coming off a national championship season last year. So it'll be a good warm-up to see kind of where we stand. And then going down there is going to be tough, so we got a lot of work to do. And that'll help us kind of set a level of where we need to be a couple weeks later.
Coach Andy Aralt, Kate McDonald, thank you guys very much. A, for the interview. B, for putting up with the weather. Next time we all talk, it's going to be in a much warmer place and a much drier place, believe me. But seriously, thank you guys very much for doing this today.
Thank you, Tony. Appreciate it.
Kate, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, too.
Halftime here at a very wet and cold and soggy Adams Field. I could use other words, but they'll probably get us tossed off the air. It's 20-3. Davenport leads Wayne State. We'll join Sean Belesian and Brady Beaton for the second half of this game. That's coming up next.
I was the kid who would do surgery on my teddy bear and have my sister be my patient, and I would wear the stethoscope and the lab coat. I was that kid. Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Dr. News, who is the head of the biology department, definitely has had a huge impact over the past 2 years I've been in the lab. He took a chance on me and actually gives me the power to actually do things. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. I've had so many experiences with underprivileged people and just seeing that they want the basic things that people get out of life. And if I can help in any way, that just kind of warms my heart. That's why I want to be a doctor, to serve those who have been dealt a bad hand. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach. And he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. It was just because I bought into myself, because someone bought into me. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
Look at the lights. That's where you can tell if you can see it.
I'm not seeing it right now. It could be my old.
Well, either way, you can
eyes.
look at the field and you can tell that it's pretty saturated down there.
It is saturated. There's no doubt about that.
How about that word for you?
That's a good word. No doubt about that. By the way, Saginaw Valley, they won earlier today, and Grand Valley knocks off Ferris.
Yes, they did. Grand Valley ended up winning 49-28, but not before the Bulldogs made it interesting. But Grand Valley wins in the regular season for a second straight year.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're both going to be playoff teams.
Well, I mean,
would you agree with
that?
Yes,
and I mean, I don't want to go on a diatribe about how outdated the D2 playoff system is, but when usually those are two of the top 5 teams, there's no reason they should meet in anything short of the semifinals.
Agreed, all the way.
But it's a regional system where Wayne State and Northwood could be in different regions, but Wayne State and up until a year or two ago, Ouachita Baptist and Texas could be in the same region.
No doubt about that.
It makes no sense. Just take the top 28 teams. Hey, regions are outdated now. And you see it in the GLIAC that this Davenport team, they could make it, but because they're in the same region as Grand Valley and Ferris, they would likely have to play them in the first round, and it's an outdated system.
Yep, agreed. Second half about to commence. The Warriors will be kicking off to the Panthers, who have a 20-3 lead here at the half. A very wet and saturated Tom Adams Field here on the campus of Wayne State University. So glad you could join us wherever you may be. He is Brady Beaton. I'm Sean Belegian. Tony Ortiz down on the sideline. I hope he had a chance to pop into one of those beautiful tents down there and perhaps get himself a little something warm.
Oh, by the way, the penalties at the end of the first half were offsetting.
Okay.
So if you were waiting to figure out what that was, I was told during the halftime break that they were offsetting, so it'll be business as usual to start the third quarter.
And it will be Griffin Milovansky kicking to the north towards the Fisher Building from the right to left on your radio dial, or if you're watching on Flow Sports, just kicking. WDTK Detroit, our home. So glad you could join us. Flubbed kickoff, taken at the 5, now coming near side of the field, 20-25, hit and brought down at the 28-yard line. Boy, Chavez Hawkins can really lay it into you. Yeah, I've seen that young man make big hits for years for the Warriors.
And Wayne State wants to come back in this game down 20-3. It starts with the defense. Hey, get a stop, give your offense a good spot. You'd hope that coming out of the half, you'd have your offense set up for success. Hey, Davenport does too, and they got away from Harris in the first half. He's out there next to Whitaker. Have to imagine you'll see a healthy dose of number 4.
You would assume. Whitaker, shotgun formation, trip receivers far side. The give on the first play is to Harris, out past the 30, brought down to the 31. Give him a gain of 2, setting up a 2nd and 8. My guess is, Brady, with a 20-3 lead, Davenport would love nothing more than to churn out some yardage on the ground and use the clock as their friend here in the second half.
Might be a little early, just a hair to start thinking about that. I would run my offense business as usual, but you're right. If they're getting yards on the ground, I don't think they're going to complain if time runs off.
Trip receivers far side, back to passes. Whitaker man wide open at the 35. Big reception out past the 40. Chavez Hawkins perhaps with a touchdown saving tackle. At about the 45-yard line, they move the sticks and another first down for Davenport.
Jr. with the tackle.
Wayne State, I mentioned their defense has to get a stop. You're down 3 scores already. You can't let that deficit get any bigger. It's a big opening drive for both sides.
Another reception for Brendan Sherrod up to the 45-yard line, and it's a 1st and 10 for Davenport with a 20-3 lead. Trip receivers near side, 1 far side. Whitaker, shotgun formation. The give is to Myron Harris, gaping hole up the middle. He plunges into Warrior territory down to the 46-yard line. While we have a moment, let's throw it down to Tony Ortiz, who I hope had a big bowl of chicken soup. Hi, Tony.
Hi. No bowl of chicken soup, not yet. Let me clear up something for Brady. Brady, yes, it's still raining down here, just so you know. The field has drained well. There are a couple of puddles to note, and the footing is a little bit treacherous along the sidelines, guys, and the flag is down. But otherwise than that, the field is drained really well. It's still cold, it's still rainy, and both teams are going to have to play through these conditions.
Thank you, Tony. In the meantime, a reception all the way down to the 30-yard line. Flags flew. I think the Warriors jumped offside.
They indeed did. It was a free play, and Whitaker and Davenport took advantage of it. The wet conditions not really affecting Davenport at all. They are gliding down the field right now without much resistance.
Yeah, Sherrod down to, they're going to mark this at the 32-yard line, so a 1st and 10 for Davenport. Trip receivers far side, 1 near side. Whitaker in the shotgun. He's got Myron Harris on his right hip. 20-3 lead for Davenport. Warriors show blitz. Now Whitaker steps out, looks to the far sideline. 13 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Whitaker awaits the snap. Fakes the handoff, swings it outside. Sherrod with the reception, minimal gain up to about the 30-yard line. Give him a yard and a half, setting up a 2nd and, well, do the math, about 8.5.
Wayne State now, hey, You're deep in your own territory. You have to think, hold them to a field goal attempt. This has been a very strong-looking Panther drive to start the second half.
No, it sure has. No doubt about that. Trip receivers near side, one far side, 2nd and 8.5. Myron Harris, the lone setback. The give is to Harris. Another big hole. 25, makes a cut at the 20. Finally brought down at about the 17-yard line.
Myron Harris,
Chavez Hawkins, another tackle. But I'll tell you what, when Chavez Hawkins, your safety, is making tackles left and right, that's not a good thing, Brady.
Myron Harris broke an arm tackle near the line of scrimmage. You're not taking down number 4 with an arm tackle.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Trip receivers, split near side, one far side. Myron Harris stays in, lone setback. Whitaker in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, throws near side, completes right about the line of scrimmage, and immediately brought down by Verdeville.
I think they will give him maybe call it a half yard for being generous.
Yeah, Braden Verdeville, good coverage, far side of the field. That young man, we've called his name a few times, from Hudsonville. What's your favorite ice cream, Brady?
I like the cookie dough.
Me too.
It's a good one.
I'm going to get some cookie dough when you come over.
Thanks, Sean. How about you get it for the trip the next couple of weeks when we have trips together?
Okay. Well, you know what I get when we go up north.
I know what you get.
Beef jerky. And then more beef jerky.
And that's not too complicated
I
for you.
love beef jerky. No, I can just eat it. 2nd and 11. Rolling far side Whitaker, looking, throwing, completing into the end zone for a touchdown. Just too darn easy. Preston Smith, young man, a transfer from Adrian College, with the touchdown reception. Davenport went right down the field, Brady, to extend this lead to 26-3, PAT pending. Too easy.
And that's what Davenport wanted to do coming out of the half. Hey, march down the field, take a commanding, well, pending the PAT 24-point lead, and really put Wayne State in a tough spot.
Waiting the snap. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 10:48 to go here in the third quarter, Davenport extends their lead to 27-3. We'll take a timeout on your home for the Warriors, FM 101.5, AM 1400, The Patriot, and Flow Sports via our friends at the Prep. Welcome back, Warrior fans. Third quarter action here on your home for the Warriors, FM 101.5, AM 1400, The Patriot, and on Flow Sports via our friends at the Prep. Wish we had better news for you, but it's been all Davenport tonight. They are up by a score of 27-3, along with Tony Ortiz down on the field. My name is Sean Belegian. Brady Beaton, of course, my broadcast partner up here. Warriors looking to get a little something going as they get the ball back for the first time here in the second half. Kicking into the wind, I have a feeling this, the wind at their back, I have a feeling this one's been going to the end zone. Let's see how that works out, Brady. Big kick goes well into the end zone, no return, and down, so the Warriors will start after the touchback.
Their offense needs to get going. They need to get going yesterday. No, I mean, I wish I could give you a little more in-depth analysis, but anytime they've had a chance to build some momentum, it just hasn't been there, and they need to find a way to sustain a drive. They've had small pockets of success and positive movement. They need to string it together.
Do you like tea, Brady?
I'm not a tea guy.
It might be tea time for me. 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the 25-yard line. They give the ball to Kendall Williams. He struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to mark him right about the line of scrimmage. Okay, they're going to give him about a foot, setting up a 2nd and long. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Brady. Kind of listless right now.
Yeah, you're looking for someone to be that spark plug offensively, and down some of their leaders on the offensive line. Someone needs to step up, take that role, and become the spark plug, become the leader.
2 receivers split far side, 1 near side. Man in motion. The give is a keeper. Trying to get over the right side of the line, maybe a yard, maybe a yard. Eli on the keeper, setting up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, I thought Kendall had it too. There were 2 Davenport players chasing him, but it didn't matter. The other 9 Panthers were doing their job. Chased down Eli McLean for no gain, and now probably going to have to throw into this strong, strong wind.
Clock running, 9:40 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Warriors trail 27-3. McLean with 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Kendall Williams remains as the lone setback. Flags fly. McLean's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to take off and run. He breaks out of a tackle, breaks out of another tackle, picks up a 1st down all the way up to the 40-yard line. Looked like a pinball about 2-3 yards short of the 1st down marker, and then he blasts out. We'll see what the flags are all about in just a moment, though.
I'm not sure if this is offside or illegal formation. It's going to make a big difference.
Oh.
Offside. All right, offside.
What do you know about that? 1st down, Warriors. Boy, heck of a run for Eli McLean there, Brady.
I didn't even see who jumped offside in real time, but Eli McLean running hard.
And the result of the play is a Warriors 1st down.
All right, Tavion Warren split far side along with Dion Brown Jr. McLean sends a man in motion. The give is to Kendall. He didn't have a chance. About the exact moment
Kendall
that
Williams,
he
the ball
received that
carrier.
handoff, number 20, Jordan Lawrence, the defensive end from Bloomington, Illinois, jumped on his back and drags him down for a 1-yard loss.
And without knowing the specific play call and everything that Russell DeMasi called for there, I think that might have been a misread by McLean.
Trip receivers far side. We've got Darren King the third, Tavion Warren, Manny Harris. McLean shotgun formation on this 2nd and 11. Tries an option play. The ball's on the turf, and I'll tell you what, give Tavion Warren credit for just falling on the ball all the way back at the 31-yard line. That is going to be a loss of 8, setting up a 3rd and 19.
And it was, the pitch just was too far out in front. He rushed it. It was the right read to make the pitch, just didn't execute it the right way.
They're gonna spot that on the 30, so this is a full-fledged 3rd and 20 now. 2 receivers split far side, 1 on the near side. McLean in the shotgun, back to pass on 3rd and 20. Flushed outside, gonna take off and run. He can't get outside, makes 1 man miss, then he's gang tackled at about the 33-yard line. Give him a good effort just picking up 3, but that is going to be 4th down, and the Warriors are going to be forced to punt. Clock running inside 7:20 to go now here in the 3rd quarter with Davenport on top 27-3.
You're going to have to punt into this wind. And right now going back for Davenport, I believe that is Thompson back at the 25. You're giving a lot of credit to Jeremy Terrace.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Bad snap into the end zone, out of the back of the end zone, and that's going to be a safety.
Terrace had no chance.
No chance there. No chance on that one.
He could have been 7 feet tall, and he still would have been running backwards for that. And that's something that, for most of this season, has been so solid for Wayne State, is the special teams execution. That ball landed at the 7-yard line. That's about the 2nd longest snap I've ever seen here at Tom Adams Field.
So Davenport extends their lead to 29-3 with 6:53 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Crowd dissipated a little bit at halftime. There's no doubt about that, folks. It isn't very nice out there. It is not very nice.
That's putting it delicately. It is. I think the word of the night is gloomy.
Yeah, I think that's a fair word. So Davenport's going to get the ball back as the Warriors just took a safety. Snap went well over Jeremy Terrace's head. And Milovansky is going to kick this one off from his own 20-yard line.
Griffin Milovansky lined up for the free kick.
Free kick here.
So you can either tee it up or you can punt it. Obviously, Milovansky the kicker, so they're going to let him boot it away.
Brendan Sherrod and number 9.
Brendan Sherrod back deep, as well as Peyton Brown. They've both made some plays on the offensive side of the ball. Davenport Panthers 29, your Warriors 3. Third quarter action. Taken at about the 25-yard line. That Sherrod makes a cut at the 30, makes a man miss at the 35, finally dragged down up at about the 40-yard line, and that's where this Panther offense will take over. 6:46 to go in this third quarter. Davenport has a 29-3 lead. Brady Beaton.
And now I think you can start to think about running the ball, and just keeping this, moving this game along. You're up 4 scores now. Just hold on to the football. Don't give Wayne State any momentum. That would be my attitude if I'm getting this Davenport offense rolling, because one more touchdown might be the final nail in the coffin.
At trip receivers far side, one near side. Back to passes Whitaker on first down. Throws to nowhere. Incomplete.
Whitaker's pass incomplete.
Receiver went in. Pass went out. And I mean well out.
Second down and 10.
This quarterback, Jason Whitaker, long, 6'5", 225, from Rockford, Michigan. The Rockford Rams, good athletic department there to be sure. Transfer from Northwestern. Trip receivers far side, one on the near side. Whitaker on second down, going to keep it, going to swing it outside.
That's a fumble.
That is a backwards pass, picked up by Sherrod, and he takes it all the way up near the first down marker. Let's see where they mark him out. He may have picked up a first down. That was a backwards pass. And they are going to say first down, Davenport. Clock continues to run, 6:20 to go here in the third quarter. Davenport up 29-3. My goodness gracious. Trip receivers near side, one far side. Myron Harris stays in on the left hip of the quarterback, Whitaker. Whitaker thought the Warriors jumped, but there was no contact.
No one reacted from the Davenport O-line as well.
No. Going to hand the ball off to Myron Harris. Myron hit at the 50, brought down right there. Flag comes in late, very late. Now some extracurricular activities starting up as well.
Let's see who this is on.
These guys are cold and miserable right now, Brady.
I'd be a little cranky too if I was out in the cold and wet.
I don't want to see cranky Brady Beaton. There's a lot of Brady Beatons I like, but cranky Brady Beaton.
I don't think you've seen him too often.
I saw him one time, and I'm not going to tell people where I saw him.
No, you have, but
we were in a different state is all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, mister. And
Yeah.
I was frightened. All right,
Yes,
I
it
can
was-
publicly admit that.
It was about 2:30 in the morning. We had been in a holding out of that, huh?
Yeah, we had been in a car
I
for
thought
about
that
71 hours, remember?
it might not have been that long, but it felt like that long.
All right, can I tell the story?
You go ahead.
We go to check into a hotel, and the person at the front desk, I'm not making this up.
This is 3 or 4 states away from Michigan.
Yes, the person at the front desk, I am not making this up, literally told us, there might be somebody in your room.
Yeah, they go, oh, yeah, here's your key. We had some problems with the reservation, so there might be someone in there.
Yeah.
And my brain was not prepared to hear that.
And Brady and I just both wanted to go to bed. We were tired. We were tired.
We were very tired, and I was very cranky.
1st and 20 now for Davenport back on their own 40. The give is to Khalif Jenkins. He is upended. Picks up about 2 on that carry, setting up a 2nd and long.
Did have a happy ending. Nobody was in the room.
Yes.
But that was a very nervous entrance to a hotel room.
At that point in time, if there were any pizzerias open, I would have bought you a pizza.
Well,
just to make you feel better.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you.
Anytime, pal. Anything for you. 2nd and 18 for Davenport on their own 42. They lead 29-3 here in the second quarter. Handoff to Myron Harris, makes one man miss, punches it up to about the 45, maybe the 46-yard line. Still a 3rd and long proposition for the Panthers, who lead by 26.
And again, Davenport just seems kind of content to, hey, run the ball, see if we can hit something. All right, it's 3rd and long. We have the wind at our back. Now we might try to throw it.
It's 3rd down.
So let's see what 3rd down holds here. 3rd and 14. 2 receivers split far side. 2 on the inside. Clock running, 4:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. Whitaker back to pass, looks over the middle. Completes, but that, they're an incomplete. Ball came out, absolutely, ball came out, and the Warriors are going to get a stop. Clock stops with 4:02 to go here in the 3rd quarter, and the Warriors are going to get the ball back.
Nice defensive stop, but again, this offense is going to have to figure out its rhythm. Davenport hustling to the line here for the punt. But they made the substitution. They have to give Wayne State time to get their punt unit on.
Absolutely. Back deep to receive this is Tavion Warren, a young man from Davison, former Cardinal at Davison. Contact with the punter. Flag flies. Fair catch called for and made at the 11. Now let's see if this is running into the punter.
I think so.
Or roughing the punter.
It's a nice sell job.
Momentarily.
I will give credit. That's a good sell job by the punter, by Blake Sislow. He was kind of looking around. The flag came out. Let's see if this is running into a roughing.
Here's the call. We are awaiting the call. The umpire standing.
Excuse me, Kyle Wojan.
I think this is running into. I think. I could be wrong because the officials are sitting back at the 11-yard line as if that's where Davenport's going to take over.
Yep.
Penalty is declined. 1st down for the Warriors back at your own 12-yard line.
You really have to get a hold of a kicker to get the roughing call nowadays.
Yeah.
Like that, running into, hey, if your momentum takes him into, you have to give the kicker or punter a shot to earn the 15 yards.
So 3:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Davenport on top by a score of 29-3. Eli McLean brings the Warriors back on the field. Trip receivers near side, 1 on the far side. Back to pass on 1st down. He feels the pressure. He's flushed out, throws outside, intercepted at the 18. Oh, now they're going to say ball came loose. The would-be interceptor hit the turf, and the ball hit the turf with him. Flag down back at the 5-yard line. So we'll get an explanation of that. I'm not sure what that could be, but I'll tell you what, Travis Reese, the linebacker, really ticked at himself that he didn't get that interception because, boy, it hit him in the worst spot, right in his hands.
It's hard to see on the replay, but the official emphatically said no, it hit the ground, but the flag was against Wayne State.
Yeah, so if he would have caught that, Davenport would have had it right about the 20-yard line, but instead they're going to move him back. The Warriors still having quite the conversation down there. Take a look at the replay here on the television side.
Holding. Number 75.
Yeah, as he hit the turf, the ball looked like it came loose.
Well, Davenport doesn't have a challenge.
No, they don't. In the meantime, the Warriors are forced back at their own 6-yard line. And this is going to be, let me do some quick math here, Brady. This is going to be 1st and 17. Standing on his own goal line is Eli McLean. Going to hand the ball off. Kendall Williams trying to get outside. He does. He gets to the 10. He's pushed out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. Extracurricular stuff afterwards. This time no flag.
Ty Martin pushed him out of bounds.
Julius Wilkerson mixing it up with some of his former teammates out there, Brady Beaton. But a nice run by Kendall Williams in the meantime. Up to about the 14-yard line, setting up a 2nd and 8 situation.
Made up the penalty, then a little more after that. Nice job digging yourself out of a hole, setting yourself up in the second and medium. But, Sean, you see who's behind the center right now for Wayne State. No, it's not 13, number 12.
Yeah, Josh Kolka in. Throws near side, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Darren King II. Right about the first down marker. Setting up a 3rd and 8 for the Warriors. Clock stop, 3:03 to go here in the third quarter. Davenport on top by a score of 29-3. Yes, Josh Kolka in. The 6'2", 210-pound junior from Chip Valley.
First time we've seen him this season.
All season long. Trip receivers far side, one on the near side. Kendall Williams, the lone setback. Davenport shows blitz, they back off. They rush 4. Kolka flushed outside. Flushed into his own end zone. Kolka has to fight to get out of the end zone. I think they got him with a face mask.
They indeed did.
Boy, that bails the Warriors out for sure.
It would have been a punt from their own 2. Instead, it'll be a first down for Wayne State.
There is a flag on the play.
Nice to see longtime Warrior supporter Dr. Mike back on the near sideline, Brady Beaton.
He's been here a long time, longer than just about anyone else in the program.
Defense, number 20.
So it will be a personal foul face mask, and you're right, Wayne State gets bailed out with a first down. That'll move them, well, almost, I think, past the 30.
Yeah, about the 29, about the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 29-yard line. 2:53 to go here in this third quarter. Trying to get something going as they trail 29-3. Kolka in the shotgun. Sends a man in motion. Going to run the option. Kolka's going to keep it. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, but falls forward for a gain of about 1, setting up a 2nd and 9. Tavion Warren came in motion, and for a moment took a little bit of the pressure off of Kolka, but only for a moment. 2:20 to go here, third quarter. Davenport with a 29-3 lead. 4 receiver set. 2 to the outside, 2 to the inside. Kolka sends a man in motion. That's Darren King. Claps his hands, fakes the handoff. Back to pass is Kolka. He's going up top. Ball hung up there, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Chris Thompson.
Pass intercepted by number 5.
A young man from Bakersfield, California, transfer from Bakersfield College. It's like a long punt, Brady, but throwing into that win is an arduous proposition.
That's a good Scrabble word, but you could see it hang up, and hey, on a clear day, maybe that travels where he needs it to. That wind just killed it in the air. And then, like you said, it was a punt, and, well, like you like to say, it was a 500 ball.
Yeah.
And Davenport caught it. They get the jackpot.
Minute 58 to go here in this third quarter. Davenport takes over on their own 26-yard line? 27-yard line. How about that? Back to pass, Whitaker on first down. Completes it outside, 35-40. Jumps out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. That's Sherrod, and that's a first down for the Panthers up to their own 43-yard line as the clock continues to run. 1:40 to go in this third quarter.
You know, Sean, I think you told a story. I think I might have to tell a story in a little bit of how we passed the time coming back from Indy this year. We had a fun time with that one. And
I remember.
Yeah, we're gonna. I think we'll tell them about that in a little bit.
I
think there is story time.
Trip receivers outside, 1 on the near side. Myron Harris in as the lone setback. 1st and 10 for the Panthers, now on their own 43-yard line. The give is to Harris. Harris with a little stutter step, didn't fool anybody. Not that time. Jumping up and wrapping him up. Good job of doing so, I might add, is Colby Horn, the young man from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin.
Long way away. But it's he's done a nice job. Young player for Wayne State. He's a guy you can build around on this Wayne State defense.
.40 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Davenport's going to wait until I think about the last second. They got about 8 seconds on the play clock, so they have to snap it one more time here in this third quarter. Trip receivers outside, back to passes Whitaker. Looking downfield, he's got a man out there just out of the reach of the intended receiver. And I'm going to tell you what, Preston Smith was wide open with a juke on the near side. And if Whitaker delivers that on time, they're dancing in the end zone right now. As it is, 22 seconds remaining in this third quarter, and Davenport on top 29-3.
Well, as it has all night, go back to the wind. I think it carried it just a little bit more. Half step in front, calm day. I think that's right on the money.
Yeah.
Wayne State catches a break.
3rd and 9 for the Panthers on their own 44-yard line. 2 receivers split outside, 2 on the inside. Harris, the lone setback. Whitaker back to pass on 3rd and 9. Throws just out of the hands of the intended receiver. Once again, looking for Preston Smith out there. Was well covered out there. Dalen Peaks on the spot as well. So Davenport going to be forced to punt with 18 seconds to go in this third quarter. Davenport in control with a 29-3 lead.
Wayne State's defense has played all right since the first drive of the second half. They've stepped up, forced a couple punts, given the offense opportunities.
Standing deep is Tavion Warren on his own 20. Big booming punt, fair catch called for and made at the 18-yard line with 12 seconds remaining in this third quarter. So we'll see who leads the Warriors out there. It was Eli McLean all night long until Kulka came out, and he's going to bring him out again here. His second series of the night. And Brady, as you so astutely mentioned,
not as good as, what was the last?
Arduous.
Yeah, Astute's not as good as Arduous. Step back in that department.
His second series of the year. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Claps his hands once, twice. Fakes the handoff, looks over the middle, complete. Look out, 40, 45, 50, 40, 35, 30, 25. Makes a cut at the 20, finally brought down from behind at the 16-yard line on the last play of the third quarter. We'll come back with fourth quarter action on your home for the Warriors, FM 101.5, AM 1400, The Patriot.
Tony Ortiz down here on the sidelines as we start the fourth quarter here at Adams Field. I want to tell you about the final home game of the season for Wayne State. That's going to take place on November 4th right here at Adams Field when Wayne State takes on Grand Valley State, now led by former Wayne State assistant coach Scott Wooster. That game will kick off at 1. The Warriors will be on the road for the next 2 weeks with games at Saginaw Valley and at Northern Michigan. With the call of the fourth quarter, and Wayne State's got some work to do. Down 29-3. Here's Sean Belesian and Brady Beaton.
0-7-3-5-4.
Welcome back, Warrior fans. Glad you could join us. Fourth quarter action here on your home for the Warriors, FM 101.5, AM 1400, The Patriot. And we say hello to our friends watching on Flow Sports, thanks to our newest friends from the prep. Appreciate Chad and Alex and the entire
Where's Alex
crew.
from?
He's from Livonia.
All right.
He's a Livonia boy all day long.
So is it story time for Howie? I think it should be.
No, because the Warriors have a first down
all right,
the
you want
way
me to wait till
down
this
to the
drive's over?
Davenport 16.
You're going to stall, but I'm not going to let you stall the rest of the game. So we'll see if Kulka and crew can find the end zone, but after that, it's story time.
All right. Well, you have to tell me about some of your studies during your time at Wayne State. You know, you study hall and some of the people that helped you in study hall.
Yeah, I was more of an independent studier.
First down for the Warriors. Kulka gonna pitch it outside, looking for Dion Brown Jr. No space out there. He got up, tried to take it outside, just ran out of real estate, ends up picking up maybe 2 yards, setting up a 2nd and 8 for the Warriors. Just underway here, fourth quarter. Warriors looking to get one back as they trail 29-3.
When Kulka was at his best last year and even a bit the year before, he was a gunslinger. I want to see him try to throw it around a little bit. He's got the wind at his back. Hey, they got down here through the air. Let's see if they can get in the end zone through the air.
2nd and 8 for the Warriors. At the Davenport 14. Fake the handoff, looking into the end zone, in and out of the hands of Dion Brown Jr. Had him out there. Dion just couldn't bring it down.
Good pass, just went through his hands. Maybe a little too much steam on it. I don't think Dion Brown was expecting it, but Kalka put it in the right spot. I like the read, threw it with confidence. It was a little bit behind, but that's when you got to have.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I think Dion would be probably the first guy to tell you that. 3rd and 8 for the Warriors. At the Davenport 14, they trail 29-3, looking to get one back. Trip receivers near side. Kolka in at quarterback. Steps up in the pocket. Hit from behind and brought down at about the 12-yard line. That is going to be 4th down. Let's see what the Warriors elect to do here. Are they going to go for it at the 12 or?
Might as well.
Yeah, you're down by 26. I'm not sure. 3.
Wayne State, 13-yard line.
All right.
4th down and 7.
Milovansky on. You're down by 26. If Milovansky hits this, it becomes a 23-point game. So I guess, in essence, a 3-score game.
You do cross that threshold.
Milovansky, this will be about a 30-yard attempt with the wind at his back. Waits the snap. The snap is down. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. I think somebody got a piece of that up front.
I'm going to guess they did.
So Davenport will get the ball back with 13:21 to go here in the 4th quarter, and they maintain a 29-3 lead. Brady, it's crazy when you think about it. We only have one more home game.
I know. And
isn't that incredible?
I know. We've had a lot of road trips, and we have to find a way to kill time, especially on the way back. It gets late, and, it's hard to sleep in the car. And, well, not many people are blessed enough to get to go on road trips with someone who is prestigious as the man sitting to my right, Sean Belesian. All right, let's just play it. Before we set up the story, true or false, you were Michigan Sportscaster of the Year.
True.
True or false, you have a Heisman vote.
True.
True or false, you've been featured on the NFL Network.
True.
True or false, you have an IMDb page because you've been in movies.
True.
Okay, so after this play, we'll get into what the fun part of the trip home was.
Whitaker going to keep it on the ground, go right up the middle. That's Khalif Jenkins on the carry. Out past the 20 up to about the 23-yard line. That is a gain of 3. Setting up a 2nd and 7 as I can hear the barn door open, and I think Davenport's going to milk that clock as much as they can, Brady Beaton.
So when we were on our way home from UIndy, having fun with Sean, pulled up his Wikipedia page. Sean, I don't have a Wikipedia page. But you do.
I do.
You do. So,
and I swear to you, I did not set it up myself. Whitaker looking to the far sideline. Milking the play clock down to 5, down to 4, down to 3. Finally snap it. Going to hand it off. Try the middle again. This time a big surge by that Davenport line. It looked like that was going nowhere. They push it all the way up to the 28-yard line, setting up a 3rd and short.
So we're going through the Wikipedia page, and I basically had Sean edit his own Wikipedia page, and it started from back when he was in Toledo. And it was it probably killed 45 minutes. That's how much stuff was in this Wikipedia
Boy,
page.
Were we bored, huh?
Me and Jeff Weiss had a lot of fun with it.
12 minutes to go here.
And whoever put it together was mostly correct.
There were some mistakes, but not too many. Handoff to Myron Harris. He needs to work to get there. He's not going to get there. He's pushed out of bounds. At about the 27-yard line. That is going to be 4th down. 4th and 2. And they are going to be forced to punt this away. The clock running 11:40 to go here in the 4th quarter. Davenport in control with a 29-3 lead. Going to punt this away into that wind. That wind has been crazy tonight. Brady, I think you brought up the analogy is like a big hand was up in the air that just kind of pushed the ball back and sideways.
It's like hitting a wall.
Yes. See if the Warriors come after this. They're showing pressure. Now they back off a little bit. Play clock down to 1. They are going to fake this, and they're going to pick it up. My goodness gracious. As the Warriors backed off, Davenport stayed home in protection, and he had a bevy of blockers out past the 30-yard line, and they pick up the first down with ease, Brady Beaton, as the clock continues to run. 10:45 to go here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was a rugby-style kick. Saw he had room, only needed a few yards, got it.
So the defense back on the field. Whitaker back on the field with two receivers lined up near side. Khalif Jenkins, the lone setback. Davenport 29, your Warriors 3. They keep the ball on the ground at Jenkins. Big hole, look out. The big man is rolling. Out to midfield, into Warrior territory, and finally brought down at the 48-yard line.
Khalif Jenkins, the ball
Sean,
carrier.
should I tell the folks at home the other fun game I like to play with
Anthony
you when we're
Locke
just
Jr.
hanging around?
Which one?
You know, the one where I'll just name some very famous person and you're just like, oh yeah. Basically anyone in the world of sports and beyond.
Come on, that's not true.
Okay, but true or false, did you not name drop that you were texting someone that most people would know in the Detroit sports community as I showed up today?
I literally, as you walked in, I was texting somebody, a former hockey player. Yes, I was. Keeping the ball on the ground, Jenkins with a big hole again, makes a cut at the 40, first down and more. Puts his head down, plows past the 35, down to the 34-yard line. And that is another Davenport first down as they are grinding the yards on the ground now with 9:15 to go, running clock. The Warriors trailing 29-3. They are going to take their sweet time getting this in.
I hope Tony's warmed up a little bit. It does seem like the rain has stopped, doesn't it, Sean?
Yeah, I think so.
So I don't think he's going to get any more wet. I guess if that's the best we can hope for Tony right now.
1st and 10 for Davenport at the 35. The give is to Myron Harris. Gets past the first line, down at about the 31-yard line. They are content to just leave that barnyard door open and milk that clock.
And number 10, Matt
8.5 to go here. Davenport with a 29-3 lead.
Ball at the Wayne State 31-yard line, second down and
Just taking their time. Play clock at 24. Let's see how much they wind that play clock down to. And nothing fancy here, Brady. They are just running the ball left and right. They are going to milk this play clock as much as they can. Inside 10, now at 5. Still waiting for the snap, Finally give it away. Handoff to Myron Harris. Look out, huge hole. Flag comes flying. Harris brought down at about the 20-yard line. First down for the time being, but the clock stops with the hanky on the field.
You know what I had a family member say the other day, or probably a week or so ago, about us being in the broadcast booth?
What's that?
He goes, it's really weird hearing Brady's voice with Sean Belizean, because I always used to listen to him on the radio every day, and hearing Brady's voice with it just sounds out of place and weird. Basically saying I'm not worthy of being next to Sean Belizean.
Listen, I am hoping that one day when that myth called puberty hits, my voice gets as deep as yours. That's what I'm hoping
I think your voice has done enough. I think it's served you pretty fine, huh, Sean? I think you've done all right for yourself.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah?
No.
Yes.
No. I'm saying, yeah, it's one of those days, folks. Can you tell? 29-3, Davenport on top.
I wish we had Tony up here so I could rib him, too.
Facing a 2nd and 17. I'd ask him a question. Back to pass is Whitaker. Looking near side of the field, overthrown. Looks like that ball kind of hung up in the wind. Clock stops, 7:44 to go here in this fourth quarter. And Davenport now faced with a 3rd and 17.
You want to know a story about Tony Ortiz, Sean?
Oh, Tony's.
He's
a legend.
Yeah, he's.
Make no mistake.
Well, listen, he can sit at the dinner table with you. I have to sit at the kiddie table. But I remember when I was playing, and at the beginning of camp, Jeff Weiss, our sports information director, will talk about the season coming up. and I don't know if it was my freshman or sophomore year, he led with, we have Tony Ortiz as our sideline reporter. That was his big get in the offseason.
I think that's a headliner. Handoff to Khalif. He is hit from behind. Great job there, once again, by Colby Horn. Just kind of sticking out an arm and bringing the big man down. Khalif Jenkins, 5'9", 245-pounder. He kind of limps off the field. 4th and 16 for Davenport. Clock running, 7:20 to go here. Many thanks to Brian Bolesky back at the WDTK studio, who's had to put up with this kind of nonsense for many, many years. We appreciate Brian for doing that. Davenport's going to go for it here on 4th and 16.
Throw up a deep ball. If it gets picked off, so what?
Yeah, right.
I mean, okay, you punt it.
Play clock down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. Are they going to call a timeout? They are, as a matter of fact. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well on your home for the Warriors, FM 101.5, AM 1400, The Patriot.
Fans, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
I play at Wayne State because I represent the W.
I play here because I feel like it gives me an identity and it kind of is helping me grow and become the person that I want to be in the future.
As soon as I asked my dad, how to teach me how to play, it became a dream.
I play here because being a Wayne State Warrior is just so important to me, and it has given me immense opportunities that I can't even explain.
Brian Bolesky, our DJ here, going into the 80s vault there. Scritti Politti. That's the name of that band.
Yeah?
That's Perfect Way. It was a hit back in 1985.
What are you going to Casey Kasem on us?
A little bit. Timeout. They come out of the timeout, and Davenport elects to punt this away with 6:55 to go and a 29-3 lead. Awaiting the snap. Step into it. End over end punt. That is a weird looking punt that's now going to go sideways and then take a little bit of a Davenport bounce, and it is going to be downed at the 7-yard line. So that is where your Warriors will take over with 6:44 on the clock as they try to what's the best way I can say this? Get a little something going, right?
Salvage something?
Yeah.
Be honest, Sean, you were impressed I pulled a Casey Kasem out of my back pocket.
Yeah, good job. America's Top 40, there was a time, Brian Bolesky can attest this, like when that was on Sunday mornings, little kids like me and Brian Bolesky, you turn on your radio, you thought it was the coolest thing. You just thought it was the coolest thing. All right. First down for the Warriors on the 7-yard line. Kulka remains in at quarterback. Back to pass on first down. Throws the comebacker. I think that was intercepted. They're battling for it over there. Davenport saying they picked it off. Still having a conversation. Somebody caught it. That I can tell you.
It did not hit the ground.
It did not hit the ground. Still having a conversation. Davenport football. Davenport football with 6:35 to go here. Yeah, they had a brief conversation. I thought it was picked off at first glance. Brady.
It was just hard to tell. It's on the far numbers from our vantage point.
Davenport's going to take over at the Warrior. Gosh, where are they marking this? The 16?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, the 16-yard line with 6:35 to go here on a cold, sometime rainy, windy, chilly night here in Midtown Detroit. It's been Davenport pretty much all game here, folks. As, the Panthers making their way over from the Grand Rapids area have a 29-3 lead.
Is there a timeout?
Are they going to have a chat about this on the field? I think we're getting a... Yeah, they're challenging the ruling on the field. Maybe we can get a look at this from our great staff here with the prep on the television side. Those of you on the radio are just going to have to take Brady and my word for it. It looked like Davenport picked it off.
It was hard to tell, and with dual possession, I just don't know if you're going to see something indisputable.
Yeah, that changes that. I'm with you. They'll go run over to the tent in the end zone to begin with. But,
yeah, can you believe we only have one more home?
No, it really is amazing.
Going to go on the road, Saginaw Valley next week, then we're going up to see Cat Time in Northern in 2 weeks. Remember, I think it was my first trip with you up to Northern. You used your cachet and pull. You just went on Twitter and fired out a tweet at an establishment we were going to eat at, and then all of a sudden we were VIP customers.
That is just not true.
You are lying.
Now, I did talk to somebody, but we were not treated as VIPs.
Well,
we were. I think we got an appetizer.
You know how many times I've gotten, one time at one certain establishment, but not like that.
Here, let's take a look at this replay. And
I don't know what.
I thought the defensive back was there first.
I don't know what you can gather from that.
Yeah,
it was an interception on the field. I'm going to guess it stays an interception after review.
Yeah. So they're reviewing it. We'll take another look here on Flow Sports.
Oh, the good angle was blocked by Kalka's head.
Yeah, that happens.
It would have been a perfect shot, but he stepped in the way.
Yeah, I think this is going to be Davenport's ball.
After further ruling on the field.
Yeah, the ruling on the field's going to stand. There's nothing conclusive to take it back. Let's see if Davenport decides to put one more in the end zone here. Because
they either are going to turn it over or get in the end zone because they only have 16 yards to go.
Yeah, no doubt. Boy, am I tense after a night like tonight. Where are those magic hands of Brady Beaton? 1st and 10 for
Please
Davenport.
give context for that statement for those that weren't here 2 weeks ago.
You give great back rubs.
Please give, because that was out of nowhere.
You give great back rubs.
If there's friends from Davenport listening, they're going to think that was a very odd statement, or any Warrior fans that were maybe at the game 2 weeks ago that were not privy to that.
No, you told me ahead of time, I give great back rubs.
No, I did not.
No, you kind of did. You said, I'm known, and then you did it, and I was like, oh my goodness. And it was.
I do have strong hands.
You do. I'm a tense lad. Whitaker's going to hand this off to Khalif Jenkins up the middle, up past the 15, down to the 12-yard line. We'll give him a gain of 5, setting up a 2nd and 5. As Davenport, I think, is just going to be content to just run this until one of two things happen. They have to settle for a field goal or get into the end zone. They're going to run as much clock as they can off of this, I am sure. With 6:05 to go. Whitaker backs out again. Play clock at 10. Now he has a word with Khalif Jenkins on this 2nd and 6. Going to hand it off to Jenkins. Jenkins hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward to about the 10-yard line. Give him a gain of a couple, setting up what should be a 3rd and 3. Clock continues to run. 5:40 to go in this one. All Davenport. They are up 29-3. Really taking their time getting in, making some wholesale changes.
This would be a bad time to get some younger guys some work. The problem is when you go on the road, you have a travel limit, so you don't have those 3rd or 4th string guys that you might have when you're at home, and then you get up big.
Jenkins stays in as the lone setback. Play clock down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. He got the playoff just in time. Whitaker back to pass, looking into the end zone. Ball is tipped. Great job getting a paw on there at literally the last second by Drake Reed. Good job, Drake. Clock stops with 5:01. Davenport is going to attempt a field goal here. This is going to be, let's see where it's going to be about a 27-yard field goal. Are you familiar with scoregami?
I am familiar with that.
I'm not sure how many 32-3 scores we've ever seen.
Well, college football has a lot of history behind it. Probably not a lot, but I'm sure it's happened once or twice.
Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 4:57 to go, Davenport extends their lead to 32-3. Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well on your home for the Warriors, FM 101.5, AM 1400 The Patriot, and on Flow Sports via our friends at the Prep. So glad you could join us wherever you may be tonight. And you're home for the Warriors, FM 101.5, AM 1400 The Patriot, and of course on Flow Sports with our friends from the Prep. 27-yard field goal extends Davenport's lead to 32-3. Still 4 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in what has been a very, very long game. No doubt about that. Along with Brady Beaton, former Warrior, Tony Ortiz down on the field. I am Sean Belegian. Brady, this has been a long game. It has been a cold game. It has been a windy game. And we still have 4:57 to go in this one. Awaiting this kick after the 27-yard field goal. Straight into the wind, kind of hangs up. Fair catch is called for and made at about the 15-yard line. That is Nico Mosley, the defensive end from West Bloomfield, making that fair catch. And that's where the Warrior offense will take over. The Warrior offense, Brady, in a word, has struggled tonight. It doesn't matter who's been at
They've
quarterback.
had opportunities.
Ball placed at the Wayne State 25-yard line. First down and 10 Warriors.
4:57 left in this one. Don't forget we're on the road next week in Saginaw. Kickoff at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock up in Saginaw.
That is an odd time for a kickoff.
It is. Kulka back to pass, feels the pressure, down he goes. Back at the 20-yard line. Been one of those nights. Just one of those nights. Clock continues to run. Inside 4:40 to go. Lost 5 on the play, setting up a 2nd and 15.
All right, Sean, what's your ideal start time for football, both as a broadcaster, because I know it might be different as that, and as a fan?
As a broadcaster, I must confess I miss the noon starts here at Tom Adams Field. The first few years that I was fortunate enough to do this, we consistently had pass in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, far side of the field.
Focus pass incomplete.
The intended receiver, I might add, was Darren King II. I used to love the noon starts. I really loved the noon starts. As a fan, I love the 3:30 starts. Like if I'm just sitting at home, I like the 3:30 starts. I've always been a fan of the 3:30 starts.
I think I tend to agree, but if you get that big-time matchup, if you get that heavyweight bout, that's 7 or 7:30
No
start.
question.
But you have to use it sparingly.
Yeah, and later in the year. I like it later in the year. Kulka back to pass on 3rd and 15. He's hit. He's down. Back at the 16-yard line, and the Warriors are going to be forced to punt this one away. It's going to be 4th and 19 now. And they aren't going for it, and they aren't electing to stop the clock. And my guess is when Davenport gets the ball back, they are just going to run out the time. I could be wrong. 32-3. Davenport on top.
Brendan Sherrod deep to receive.
3:35 to go in a very long and cold night. Sherrod back to receive this punt from Terrace. Terrace kicking with the wind at his back. Brendan Sherrod forced back at his 41, bobbles it, picks it up, and is crushed by about 4 Warriors that got on top of him quick, fast, in a hurry. So 3:16 left in this one. Brady, I don't think they're going to do anything fancy here. I could be wrong.
No,
with a 29-point lead.
They need about 1 first down, and then they can go to victory formation. This Davenport team, it seems like every year they've had a good team has a very backloaded schedule. That you have to wait for November for them to take on other top teams in the BWAC. who's in the B, in the GLIAC, and they'll end their season with Ferris and Grand Valley, just flip from what we have them.
Whitaker in the shotgun, hands it off. Good surge by the line, out past the 45, up to about the 48-yard line. That is a gain of 8 on the first down, setting up a 2nd and 2. Want to make sure that I give him some credit. That was Javen Tomlinson, a young man from Sebastian, Florida. Yeah, there are a few guys left on this team you played with, right?
The last few remnants, a lot of them were freshmen that were being redshirted at the time in 2019. But yeah, after this, I'm no longer the former teammate or former player. I'm just the odd guy with the mustache in the booth.
2nd and 2 for Davenport at the on their own 47-yard line. They give it to Tomlinson again. He's got the first down and more, puts his head down, plows inside the 40, down to about the 38-yard line, and that'll be a first down, and that should just about do it, Brady.
If Davenport wants to, they can sit on it 3 times and say, job well done, let's head back to Caledonia.
Nice facility out there, to be sure, on the campus of Davenport University. 1st and 10 for the Panthers, now down to the Warrior 38-yard line as they lead 32-3. Whitaker still in the shotgun. Tomlinson still the lone setback. The give is to Tomlinson. He's hit and pulled back this time. I think the Warriors had enough of that and just yanked him back. That's going to be a loss of 2, setting up a 2nd and 12 with a minute and a half left. So Davenport is going to improve, Brady Beaton, to 6-0. Wayne State decides to take a timeout with 1:26 to go.
And with the win for Davenport,
32-3,
they will get their all-time record as a D2 program back above 500.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing?
It'll put them at 37-36.
Warriors, of course, will try to get back in the win column. They fall, Brady, to 2-5 on this season, with an opportunity to get a little something going next week as we travel up to Saginaw. Our pregame show will start at about 1:45. Kickoff at 2. See what Davenport elects to do here on 2nd and 12. 2 receivers split outside, one on the inside. Tomlinson, the lone setback. They give it on the jet. Made one man miss, makes a cut at the 35, brought down right at the 35-yard line is Devarius Mitchell, the sophomore from Merritt Island, Florida. And Wayne State uses their final timeout with 1:18 to go in a 32-3 lead.
Where is your favorite road trip in the GLIAC, Sean? Each place has something a little different.
All right, so food-wise,
and I knew that's where you were going to start.
When Finley was in, Finley had an unbelievable barbecue. Like they had this, like I'm not joking, like the barbecues I have at my house. I've said this once, I've said it 1,000 times. One of my favorite spots in the world is the Houghton Hancock area. I love going up to Michigan.
It's just on the edge of the earth.
Yeah, it's beautiful up there. I could legitimately live up there, no joke. I wouldn't have a family because my family wouldn't move, but I absolutely love the Houghton Hancock area. I think the hunter in me is a big fan. Handoff to Tomlinson. He plunges forward to about the 31-yard line.
Tomlinson, the ball carrier.
And now that'll set up a 4th down for Davenport, who is going to milk this clock of every last second they can. They don't have to snap this until there's about 30 seconds left.
I'm assuming they'll go for it on 4th down.
Yes.
And